A good evening, this is The Nerd is a Human, and welcome to our Germania live stream. Of course, we are on Rome Total War. We will be playing the short campaign. That does cause a few complications. We'll get to that in a minute or two. But this is the first of our Germania live streams, and of course, there will be a campaign and a battlefield strategy guide that will be accompanying this in the coming weeks. But of course, we have this live stream series alongside to try and put some of that advice into action. So, at the moment you should be on the thumbnail. I'm going to bring us into the game. There we are. Just a quick sound check, please. That would be lovely. Just let me know if you can't hear me or if there's anything particular going on. Just trying to get the chat up on my my thing here as well, because at the moment I can't see the chat. So, excellent stuff. Okay, yep, hello indeed, TVO. Nice to see you there. Greetings from Finland. It's time to spread our germs, indeed. Time to spread our germs. I hope you can hear the game music all fine. We are playing as Germania, as I say, and very hard is of course the plan. We'll follow the AI for the start of this. I'm going to do a little bit of a clicking on the wrong screen at the start here. And yes, Germania. Now, okay, we are of course playing the short campaign. The short campaign, if you've seen the votes that I put up on the channel earlier today, is Dacia and Scythia. Now, that's kind of not what I would necessarily recommend as playing Germany. If we're going for the, long campaign conditions to try and take out Rome, then fine. We're probably going to have some slightly different tactics. We're going to have to adapt what we're doing here today to fit the short campaign. Now, alright, as I put in the poll a few hours ago, we can go west towards the Britons because I think that's probably the optimal opening strategy for all of this nonsense. I want to take them out the game. It's a nice solid corner of the map to control. It's nice and near us, and hopefully it will give us a strong power base to move on to other settlements. And to be honest, I don't think it's going to slow us down from taking on the likes of Scythia and Dacia. Scythia, they're going to be problematic, aren't they? And we're going to need the archer support to take them down, and that's going to mean we need some tech. So I think going to take on Britons in the short term, solidify our border over here with Scythia and Dacia in the meantime, I think that will be probably the best plan. Now, obviously on the campaign, I'm just going to turn this down on my side. I don't know if it's loud for you guys or not. On the campaign strategy guide, obviously on that I'm really aiming towards how you would win the main campaign, and you do want to be swinging down towards Rome. Now we are focusing on the short campaign, so whilst the original setup might be similar to a long campaign attack, we will need to divert after a couple episodes to make sure that we are in a position to go and take out Scythia and Dacia. I'm just actually seeing the chat myself at the moment, so hopefully all is absolutely fine. Let's have a little look at our German introduction. So the forests of Germania are dark and deep, home to many brooding gods and malign forces. Some of this darkness, this menace, can be found in the people of the forests, men not easily tamed or turned to gentle pursuits. They are born to war, savage and battle, unforgiving of insults, implacable when feuding, and cruel in victory. Wow, this is painting a beautiful picture of Germans, isn't it? Their gods are terrible and demand hideous sacrifices of men, women and children. This much, at least, the scribes of civilized lands believe to be true. Well, indeed, as I said in my Rome Total War is Better Than You Think video, this game is very much told from the Roman perspective, and as we don't really have written sources from the early Germans or the Germanian people as we know of them, I guess a lot of our impression comes from the outside, and that does come with its some problems. Good evening over there, 00000. Excellent. German short campaign is just a long campaign with a different name. It kind of is, but yes, it's just worth emphasising. Ignoramus. I feel a little bit mean calling you that, but there we are, that is your name. It's essentially the same thing, but I think at the point where maybe I'm going to turn my focus to the east, you'd probably swing down to face Rome. But that's a few live streams away from now. Let's continue with this. The Germans are much like their Celtic neighbours, rude, but with their own distinctive styles of dress, their own language and their own ways. They are a confederation of people who speak the same tongue and honour the same warlike and harsh gods, rather than a nation. They're constant feuding amongst themselves, make them distrusting of strangers and difficult allies. Warlords rise and fall among them almost continuously, and the difficult conditions in their homeland make sure they have few large towns. Peace is almost unknown to them, except when won with an axe or sword. Yes, indeed. So, obviously one of the historical inaccuracies in Rome Total War is that so many of these factions are really loose confederations, aren't they? Especially with this. This is just the Romans referring to Germanic people. All of this has produced a race of warriors second to none. The Germans may not be sophisticated fighters, but they are cunning, clever, and do not know the meaning of fear. Ambush and treachery they understand in full, along with vengeance and the importance of leaving no enemy alive. They are a vigorous people, a people who could be great across the whole world. All they need is leadership and their chance to fight. Indeed, as it says there, the Germans, which are always the second to none, they do have some of the better troops in the game, it must be said. Hola there in chat as well. All of the nations represented here today, especially the Germans, who are going to be doing a barnstorming march across Europe. And yeah, I am making a new tier list video in the coming weeks, kind of looking at the kind of unit roster of the different factions. And Germania, yes, they're certainly a pretty strong one, and we will see that as we head on in. So I'll let us watch the intro film. It's never very good quality, so apologies for the dodgy pixels coming up. But we'll watch their intro video and see if we feel the German spirit.
Before my grandfather's grandfather was born, this was our land. These are good places. Our gods live here, in the trees and rivers. They watch over us. We are happy. We hunt. We love. We have families, homes, a good life. But sometimes we must fight. The Romans disturb the gods. They burn the forests. They take what is ours, wives, children, land. And the Romans talk of how they will help us and protect us. They put us to sleep with golden promises. When we wake, all we had is gone, stolen. They take our sons and turn them into little Romans. Ha! So we fight to keep what is ours. What must stay ours. There can be no peace. No peace with Romans, men of stone and iron and lies. There can be only war.
Only war, as you might well expect from the introductions the Germans were given there. So, in we head, 270 BC, and as it kind of refers to there, the Romans did like to kind of, yes, take some of the more regional leaders and turn them into little Romans. Arminius of the classic Chichewig Forest was one such, although obviously he turned on the Romans in the end. Okay, we need to get ourselves a good grip of this area here. Now, we do have a fairly spread out bit of land. We have quite a lot of rebel territories nearby to help us out, but we're going to have to make sure we have a clear idea of our early moves. Evening all, landfill. And yes, our plan is to head to Britain. I did put a little vote in the chat earlier. I've learnt from Brexit, unlike many of my fellow Brits, and I've decided my referendum was advisory only. Luckily, you voted the way that I wanted, which is excellent. Which is we're going to head over to the Briton lands. Basically, Britain is a nice area for us. There's a few ports. Ports are always worth a lot on this game. It's safe territory. Basically, no one's ever going to invade it apart from us. And it should mean that A, we have a potentially very dangerous enemy dealt with, because the Britons are one of the stronger factions in the Auto Reserve, particularly those chariots. And it'd just be nice to get them out of the way. I don't really want war with the Gauls, but we do have Alessia, the capital, right here. And if they want to poke at us, well, we'll just go and take it. I don't want to get too close to Rome, particularly in this short campaign series, because realistically, as I say, if we're playing short campaign, we need to go and deal with Dacia down to the southeast over hither, and we need to go deal with Scythia all the way across the map. Now, we can go and do that. I just don't think it's really an optimal strategy for the Germans, as with many factions, if you're anywhere near Rome, you want to hit them hard before the Marin reforms. As a barbarians, obviously, our tech tree does mean that we have easier access than most to our best units, albeit quite low populations at the start. With only 6,000 people in our city, we can get Hall of Heroes for the likes of Chosen Axemen, which is lovely. The Germans have some brutal troops, particularly those who are effective against armour. Very, very good with the war cry, experting woods and snow and all of that nonsense. So against the Romans, a lot of ambush, a lot of yes, beautiful ambush tactics, which we might well get to at a later stage, or indeed in something like the epilogue. I can see there a lovely Fangirl suggestion to like the video. Excellent. Yes, everyone like, comment, and yes, enjoy the show. Now, I will happily take in this series recommendations in the chat as we go along. As I say, not quite backseat gaming, because I'll do what I wish in the anarchy after all. However, this to some extent is a little bit of an exploration. I haven't actually made the campaign strategy video guide yet, and we're going to see any potential pitfalls as we go. So we can get a load of our beautiful units from only the minor cities. We're going to want to think about that. Chosen Archer Warband is what we're going to need to head east towards Scythia. I don't want to go anywhere near them without some proper archers, and at that point we can deal with them. Now, most of the Germans' armies are actually hidden down here in their temples. So we want to get ourselves a good idea of what temples we have. This is always a good idea of any particular faction, but theirs are quite specific. So we have Freya here, which is, for screeching women, first of all, who are a hilarious troop. I do enjoy those. It's always nice to have a morale boosting troop amongst your army, so I'll generally try and have one if I can. Population growth, we will be using this a fair amount at the start of the game, particularly to boost some of our smaller settlements. But overall, we're not going to have too many Freyas, particularly as we go forward, because the main thing, the Berserkers. +2 experience, by the way, excellent. These are the stats before experience, and anyone who's used Berserkers or faced them will know that they are absolutely demonic, and we'll be getting those out of our capital as soon as we can, because really there's no other choice, is there? The other choice, to be fair, is over here in Woden, and Woden is +3 experience, and also gives us not only the Naked Fanatics, who are fine, actually they're quite good, but I don't think we'll be needing much of them because we have plenty of good infantry anyway. But more importantly, the Gothic cavalry, some of the best cavalry in the game, and we'll be wanting those. They will come with +3 experience by default because they'll be coming out of this temple. So yeah, you can add some whack some stats up onto that. They'd be quite helpful against the Scythians as well. But honestly, I think archers would be the main thing we want for Scythia. So I say take roads. I agree, Harushu. It is always a good plan. Yeah, I don't think we'll get into roads anytime soon. But if we swing across to Dacia and maybe they've eaten a bit of the Black Sea coast, we can always swing a boat down. You never know. But yeah, we are quite far away on this occasion. I did want to pick a faction who were the other side of the map to what we've just been dealing with. Although we might end up with Dacia and Scythia once again, which is a little bit silly, but there we are. Okay, so if we just have a little look at the earlier elements of these temples, you get the Naked Fanatics from level 2, and it's the Gothic Cow at level 3. So Woden, good as it is for experience, actually we're not going to be seeing the Gothic Cavalry for a little while yet. Donar's probably going to be my focus in my capital, which is the great city of Dam, or Dame, I don't know. So we're going to have a Donar here because we want to get Berserkers eventually. Now, this will also give us a bit of happiness. It's already at 3,000. I'm kind of tempted to put down the tax rate just to boost it, but to be honest, we probably need it over here. So we'll get some land clearance, actually. Do want to do that. Now, unlike with Thrace, where I had every little detail planned out, this one's a little bit more of an exploration, so we'll have to see what we think is the best plan. Now, what I need to do, obviously, to go over to attack the Britons is get a port. So over here, we are currently only 1,000, so we need a low tax rate, and we need some growth. So Freya immediately out of Batavodorum. And Mondon, right? We might be renaming some of these more tricky to get your tongue around. Mogontiacum. I'll get used to that one day, or I'll just rename it. We'll decide about that. Maybe if I'm feeling generous, we'll let people in the chat rename. Maybe we'll rename when we conquer cities this time. That's always a good laugh. Okay, Mogontiacum. We do need to figure out what we're doing now. All these towns, I think, are just a little bit small, so I'm probably just going to focus on getting them growing. This is a little bit bigger, so I think you're going to go to Woden because I feel like we're going to be getting a few troops out of here. Spear Warband, by the way, is obviously all we need for a fair little while here because we are the only phalanxes in this part of the world. We are going to storm through everyone with those lads. What I need to decide though is where I'm going, and it's not the easiest. We've got quite a big bit of land. Now, as I say, I don't want to deal with Dacia just yet, but I wouldn't mind at least stopping them getting everything. So Lavarvum is around here somewhere. I think it might be about there. It's a good spot. We've got the river border already. We've also got the Danube there to help. So I think that's probably a good plan. So whilst this is a little bit small right now, we'll get Freya underway. And okay, we'll get one more unit out and we'll send him out to go and take that. These guys should do pretty good job as long as they've got a general to back them up. Their morale might be an issue. There we are. So there's Arminius, an excellent name for a German, as you can probably guess. Now I'm going to leave one behind, but I'm going to go and take this one over here. Is this Gothy, I think, isn't it? Because Gothy. And this is a particularly rich settlement. Lots and lots of amber, lots of iron, lovely stuff. And there might be some timber. That's also the region. I can't remember quite how far it goes. We'll swing back to Bordersholm in time because that one should be pretty solidly ours, so we won't worry about that too much. What I'm going to do is take these guys out. Actually, you know what? We can send this chap over here just to have a look at our borders a little bit more. And maybe just keep an eye on things. So I might just build myself a watchtower. Never a bad idea at the beginning of the game. Nice. Best Barbarian faction, says Eduardo Souza. And probably the most fun to play. Yeah, they've got a fun old roster and you can have a good time with the ambushes, I would say. So, Battle can't get much apart from some peasants. Do I want them? You know what I might do? Can we go grab Bordersholm right now? I'm probably going to stop at Vickers Gothy. I'm not even sure I'm going to go for Home Sweet Home immediately. It's probably absolutely not my focus. I want this army to come back across in this part of the world. I think I need... Trier probably just needs to stay as it is so that I don't get attacked by the Gauls. I should probably send this guy down here for now towards Alessia just to keep an eye on our Gallic friends. They're a very similar army to us over here actually. So we'll be fine, but we just need to keep, be a little bit careful about all that. As for Trier, yes, once again, we probably just want a bit of a watchtower in the middle here. I do like them a little bit closer to the border in general, but I think for the time being, just keep an eye over our own territory and run back to the settlement. Good. Yes, we're seeing a little bit more now. George it all says, I used to play Germania by getting settlements in the north and repeatedly ambushing the Romans who would experience doomstacks. Yes, I think ambush tactics will be particularly useful with this army. So I'll be enjoying that. Naked Fanatics with or without Testudo. That's a good point, sir, TVO. I don't know if I edited that out or not. It might still be in here. Chances are it was long enough ago, that video, that I have edited it out, but let's go find out. It should be listed there if they are. Can you Testudo? I don't see it on here and it should auto-update on it, so I think they will be without Testudo. But they have a pretty good shield for the Testudo, so I think that one's pretty legit. Okay, so Arminius is going to head over in that direction towards Vickers Gothy. This force over here will head down to Lavarvum in a turn or two. And realistically, Trier probably wants to largely be a defensive force. We should see anyone coming, so we'll get one more out of there. And money's going to potentially be spent immediately. So long as everything's building, that's not the end of the world. How are our finances looking, by the way? Not great. We're going to break even. So you know what I might do? I might wait a turn for that unit, make sure I'm potentially spending some of it on the end turn. Do I have a diplomat? I do indeed. So I probably want to go and chat with... Where am I going to meet the most people? Normally, to be honest, down this area, we'll meet some Romans and some Gauls, and we won't be too far from Dacia as well. So we'll go and chat with them over there. Now, folks, going to be duty watching the Breton general charge headfirst into the spear warband. It melt instantly. It was quite brutal as the Bretons trying to wangle my way around all these German armies. It was perfectly doable, but it was a lot of micromanagement, if I recall. Tomtiacum, yeah, we can call it Tomtiacum. Why is it so much easier to pronounce when it's got my name at the front? Rather than Mogon, we're just going to hit Tomtiacum. Excellent. Thank you for that, Harushi Kings here. We will absolutely do that. Tomtiacum is our town down in the south. Okay, I'm going to end the turn and we're just going to see what, if anything, happens. I thought there might have been the Gauls attacking us instantaneously, but it is not. We are safe because Gothy only has 3 units. I wasn't sure what was in there, to be honest. And obviously we can start to, you know, knowing how good you are at the game, and once we know what's in these settlements, you can very much start to optimise. This is a bit of a lucky one because we're linguist. Excellent. You can start to optimise which units, how many units you send. But I think it's fine sending some extra to the borders. Probably don't want the experienced guys. I don't want this general stuck over there. Although he is 60 already. Doesn't look 60. He's doing good for 60, isn't he? Excellent, my good sir. Right, well, you... yeah, you know what? I will send 3 of you up towards Bordersholm now. How far can you get? The general can make it most of the way. Yeah, that's fine. They actually could have made it that extra step, but we'll be fine. We'll wander over the border in a turn or so. Hopefully, the neighbours don't get too many ideas. We'll spend some money on that. And Trier is happy enough for the time being. Why are we looking? 75%. Not worth it, really. Just keep an eye on the Britons as well. Now, we want to go and swing into this Britons pretty soon. I reckon once we've got... Yeah, with this mopped up, we will start to gather our troops over in this part of the world. Tomtiacum is safe enough for the time being. Over in Dam, we'll get ourselves a road, but we are going to lack money very, very quickly here, aren't we? How safe is this to leave empty, by the way? I don't know that it is. Let's just... where are we going? Down to Lavarvum down there. It is actually happy. Can we get some peasants? Can we get anything here? You can get something, but we've already spent all the money. Okay. This is how this is going to go, is it? We'll get the roads because we're going to have people walking in that direction. That's absolutely fine. Get ourselves 1 peasant over there. We'll get the population back in a minute or 2. No problem. Right. A couple more turns will be down there. Wants to play with Germania and got attacked by a full stack of Syrian horse archers. Oh, dear. Yes, it's completely obliterated. That might well happen. Hopefully they'll be chill, but normally the best way of preventing that on this game is to simply stack up units on your borders. Don't make it too tempting. Luckily we have time on our side because we do, if nothing else, have plenty of rebel settlements as a buffer zone in the short term. So we'll just keep this spy over here. We want to go deal with the Britons. I'm not sure if I actually want to deal with this or if I just want to go straight for the jugular. I think I'm going to go straight for the jugular. It does involve me actually getting a port. That's more likely by taking that. So yeah, Batavidorum needs to grow nice and quickly, actually, doesn't it? So one thing I'm noticing here is that we are quite short on money at the start of this campaign. Okay, that's a pretty generous offer. We'll take that from you Britons. Perfect. And I'll offer you my map information for... Let's see what we can offer them. Let's say 2,000. Might be a little bit cheeky. They're going to offer me some money and they are... Well, they've already been aggressive, except when we attack. Fine. I'll take your money. Perfectly fine by me. They're already wandering towards my border because I left that settlement fairly unguarded. Excellent. There's already rebels outside my capital. Perfect. But we can at least head straight into Vicagothe and we'll take that out right now. We'll do that straight away. Diplomatic information. Oh dear, the Greeks already are being battered. That is excellent news. We'll get you, Meiser, to put Bordersholm under siege. and now we can attack that as well. Good. And as for Levarvum, I love a Sice even. What am I thinking Levarvum? It's a bit further on, isn't it? Fine. Is that the one down in the this territory down here? I think this one's Levarvum. Anyway, we do need to walk over in this part of the world. So let me confirm that. Yes, that one's Levarvum. I don't know if I'm going to go for that or not. It feels like it's just asking for the Romans to attack me. So at the very least, we should be getting ourselves 3 territories this turn, which might just fix our money, along with the fact that the Britons are going to give us some of their money. I might just send these guys around here instead of Trier, actually. That'll be grand. Get myself a road. That does invite them to attack me quicker, but it should be okay in the short term. Trier has the land clearance. That's what we just got sorted. And more roads and more roads. Build the wall. We've got the money for it. We might as well. Now, two units is risky. Only because something silly could go wrong. Let's head into some of these towns, shall we? Clear them out. See how this all goes. 2 turns isn't very long, but I need to kind of get moving with the Britons on their way. So we will finish. Oh, we need to finish up Thrace. Yes, later in the week. I had an extra I in there. Germania. Germania 1. Perfect. Yes, we've got the rest of the Thracian stuff later in the week. We need to deal with the Scythians, of course. So there's that to deal with. Probably see from that save file there. I haven't quite finished yet. Halfway through the episode. But yes, suffice to say, Campus Getae is not our best fight location. Anyway, back to the chats. So, hello Gas. Hello indeed. Consider moving the 6-year-olds followers to someone younger. Yeah, I know. We need to get him to find someone else. Make sure we pass on that retinue. I think you need a couple retinue, but I definitely want to keep them going. He had 3 experience. I'm guessing some of that was the what you calls it. What am I saying? The retinue. That's it. Consider moving the 6-year-old. Yes, not worth losing them to death. Take my money or we fight. Well, indeed, I was planning to fight them anyway, so it's pretty perfect to be honest. I like how you could go anywhere and probably work out fine no matter what. Yeah, that's the nice thing with Germany or Germania. You can kind of do whichever direction you want. I'd like Britain just to clear off a potentially problematic enemy, and it's basically free territory in the corner of the map. So they do have a slight hill advantage here, of course. We though have phalanxes and they don't. So this should be a fairly simple affair, to be honest. I might actually just get us set up into a position here. But realistically, we just want to get us into formation and get going. You can quite easily, as Germania, just head straight into... I don't know why the general's back there. Get into position properly, laddie Jim. And yeah, you could quite easily just move eastward into the rebel territories. And it's actually a perfectly sensible plan to do. You have plenty of rebel territories to eat, and it's better than letting the Scythians get them in many ways. But on this occasion, we're not going to worry about that. It is a bit like Thrace. You've kind of got enough options that aren't ridiculous, where you can do all kind of things to make the game more interesting. So we'll just see if we can tease them. War bands back there. Okay, we'll just get these guys in. General might just start moving around, actually. That will be excellent. Speed this up to double. I'm not going to go triple and get everyone killed, but yeah, they're going to probably just get javelin to death in a moment, and then they'll probably just run into phalanxes and die a happy death. Anytime you want to throw, you're in range. Throw. Excellent. Yeah, so you can expand east. I just think the problem is once you meet the Scythians, you're going to have the issue that the Scythians are problematic as an enemy. And okay, we're just going. We might have just lost a couple of these guys because they foolishly got themselves stuck in the battle, but that's always likely to happen a tiny bit. We have ourselves general pulling them around. I actually don't have enough of a charge on them, so we'll just let this get back into position. These guys, try and throw in if you can. Oh, I really kind of wanted to catch them actually. Okay, we're going to run around there. These guys can stay there if they want. I'd like them to be in range of these javelins, but they're not quite, unfortunately. These guys have a good javelin angle potentially here. And you can see the advantage of these phalanxes. We are not losing anything. They've already lost about, what, a third of their men. A few javelins. They're probably not even worth throwing the javelins, to be honest, lads. So we'll throw in a few for good measure. But yeah, that'll be absolutely fine. We'll leave the general at the rear here, just in case the other unit does get pulled off the plaza at some point. And actually, you know what? We'll get these guys back around here. I won't get them to throw their javelins. We'll just speed it up. Just make sure the general doesn't get dealt with. But they're getting poked to death here, which will probably sum up a lot of our early battles with these weird phalanxes. I'm not sure historically, if anyone in chat knows why, not sure why historically they've been given this kind of pike unit here. It feels a bit random. I don't know if it's just to differentiate units more. I do feel like realistically the Germans already had a fairly different feeling army to the other barbarians, so they are going to come back immediately and just ruin these guys, so get yourselves back into that kind of position. Fine. I'm going to send one charge here, and I'm going to blow the Horn of Destiny so the general doesn't die by the way, but just to give the general a tiny bit of experience. Slam into them. Oh, that was bad timing, camera. The general's going to throw himself into the fray now. It's fine. You do actually, the battle does continue when you do that, so there is always the potential of the general getting himself killed. They're not going to run off the plaza. To be honest, I'm doing this probably way more carefully than I need to. We probably should just walk these guys slowly forward towards the enemy. That might actually be the best plan. But I'm just going to throw the javelins in and make sure nothing too stupid. So there we are. Not the remaster indeed. Horatio, indeed. It's not the remaster. Had that discussion quite a few times. But there we go. They have been pulled in. And this way we can pull the general to charge them through. That one man might just intercept the general a little bit more than I want, but that's fine. General is going to hopefully blast. Oh, blow the Horn of Destiny. He's back there. That was a... Okay, the whole unit just pulled back, which is kind of funny. Okay. Oh, it's chaos. It's chaos now. The general might be... Oh, for Pete's sake, I don't even know what's happening anymore. Get the general out of there because they're going to regroup in a moment, and then that's going to actually be a problem. So yeah, get him out of there. Let's slowly walk these guys towards the enemy because we probably just need to use the phalanxes at this point. Excellent. Right, we've lost very little so far, and there's no point of losing the general when he didn't really do the close the gap and charge them down thing very well, did he? But hopefully the pikes can just walk forward now and finish this off. We'll get the javelins in the rear for support. Can you guys manage to move forward in pike formation? That would be excellent. If so, just about. And hopefully we'll just give them a little poke. Should be absolutely fine. Right. Yeah, lovely stuff. Keep walking slowly towards... Do they have their pikes out? I don't think they did, actually. Okay, well, we've now lost a few men as a result of that, but we can backspace attack if we need to, but they seem to be set up now. Lovely. They are annoyingly on the plaza, so they will just fight till they get poached to death, but I think that'll be absolutely fine. They're not going to really get anywhere. So we'll do one more charge just to give the general a bit of practice, and that should be about that. Okay, victory and glory. Only 21 deaths, a few awkwardly caught out skirmishes, a couple of general men, but I wanted to give him some experience, so I'm happy enough with that. Didn't technically gain any, but he might gain some traits. Are there any specific reasons why you prefer the OG version of the game? I think I mentioned it on several of the live streams, so basically my Rome Total War runs very well. The main thing remaster is that a lot of people's old games didn't run well. Mine's fine, so really not a problem for me. I don't like the UI changes. It generally kind of bothers me. I find the UI changes a little bit awkward, and for me, I just find that I feel like I'm trying to find things on the UI all the time that I just know very well from this old game. So that's the main thing, and I don't really care about the graphics. I think this game has aged quite well, so graphics doesn't really bother me. +1 morale, excellent. You see, we did manage to get him some lovely retinue there, famous warrior, which is just what we want, and a bit of command. So good bit of work there. We should have a look at the family tree. Don't believe we've had a look at all at this point. So we've actually got Arminius, who has a bodyguard. That is nice, +2 to the valor, so we really need to get him to meet someone else. Civilized slave, +1 to the management. That's nice to have. If unspectacular, +1 influence. Beastmaster. So you are sharp, lively. Those are two of the best traits you could really ask for, particularly in terms of inheriting. Sharp, obviously better to have intelligent, or genius, but sharp is still pretty good. There's a load of young generals coming through, actually. 15, 7, 11, 3. This guy needs to get married. Stern and intelligent, yeah, just like most of the family trees at the start, we do have intelligent on them. You've managed to inherit the full level intelligence. And you didn't really inherit any of the intelligence, but you do at least have an armour and a famous warrior. That's +2 morale already. So you, my good sir, heading over to the Britons would be potentially a good idea, actually. You're a nice young general who could do some great work. We want to try, like build with the Thracians, really stacking up some of our really strong retinue. So if I can, yeah, maybe throw in some of this stuff, that might help him out quite a lot. Okay. So you're also a natural bond leader, which is excellent to see. As I say, lively is for movement points, and we will be wanting plenty of that. The Germans probably get pikemen due to famous German Landstick knights used pikes. Yeah, obviously that's much sort of later along the timeline, but I can see how there's a potential nod to that. Barbarian peasants, excellent. Yes, we do have some peasants now. Then to the next battle over here in Loversice. This is probably the trickier of the 3 battles, so we'll just do it standard save, just in case anything goes wrong. And we could, in theory, hire up some Illyrians. I probably would if I could afford it, but I can't. So we're going to head on in. Anyway, it says it doesn't fancy our chances that much. Because of the phalanx, we should be absolutely fine. But it's just worth bearing that in mind. So this is the civilized slave, intelligent, stern. Nothing really for command other than the basic 2 command there. So, okay. Got to be a little bit careful. Use our pikes properly, carefully, but we'll be absolutely fine. The huge map mods with a gazillion factions for the remaster. Only reason why I play it, the mods are good though. Yeah, I mean, obviously, particularly the remaster, quite a lot of the time these mods take a few years to kind of come together. I know there's quite a lot of remaster mods kind of coming out now. And yeah, that's absolutely a great reason to be playing them. I don't play too many of the mods, mainly because I kind of do my own modding stuff, as you see here on the channel, so I don't play them as much. I might well start doing a bit of that in the future, but yeah, for now I don't really get involved with the mods too much, which is why I'm quite happy just playing the original and modding around with it. And as I say, some of the UI I just can't change, and that bothers me. There's a few unit balances as well. Hoplites are a bit weaker. We've seen on the time lapses that Spain and the Seleucids seem weirdly strong. I don't know if that means that they've maybe nerfed chariots, which has mean that Egypt are failing against Seleucids a bit more, and Britons are maybe not knocking back Spain, which is something that generally used to happen on the Rome Total War time lapses. So that might be it there. Let's get our men moving ever closer. Now actually, if they want to all stand together like this and let us get into position, then that would actually be excellent. So I might actually just get us into a little bit of a V here. Nice overlap in the middle. The general back here. And we'll, as long as they don't charge, we just need to be a little bit careful about that cavalry charging. It obviously won't do much against the pike if it's set, but it's unset. And these barbarian settlements, barbarian settlements do have the hills, which can, of course, be a bit of a problem. Now, I don't have the, I don't have the mana to tease them. I don't have the javelins here today, so this is slightly more awkward. So if they're not going to get teased, we might just have to walk forward slowly once again. So we'll just see if they do anything while we get close. But nope, doesn't look like it. So I think we'll just get these guys really nicely set at the front here. We'll get the quick look at the backspace attack. Okay, we might backspace and get your pikes down. This could be a problem. This is kind of exactly what I didn't want to happen. Blow the horn of destiny just to make sure they feel a little bit more supported. These guys are not supporting very well, but they seem to have got their formation together now. Yeah, was it trying to get them exactly in this position and straight so that they could walk without mucking it up? But the AI just got that right there. In the end, we still only lost 30 odd men there to manage to do that, but not ideal. Let's just let them, they're going to do a bit of cycle charge in here. We'll just let them do that for a moment. Are they done? I think they're done. Okay, lovely. So we'll just tell these guys to move on forward. And with any luck, yeah, this time they've kind of got it. That's fine. So they are going to charge again, but this time we are in a much, much better position. One horse galloped through, one didn't bother, and one is very much running away. Excellent stuff. So I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that we've obviously lost a few men and we do need to now walk slowly towards these guys, but I'm hoping we can just keep our morale together. These guys are eager and fresh, so we should be fine, but there are quite a lot of them. Quite a lot of them. Right, pikes are coming in. Ideally, if we can keep them busy here, we might just be able to get these guys around the side. Is that going to be better than around the back? Better around the side if we can, but I don't know if we'll manage to pull it off. So we're just going to try and get them around the side here. A bit of a pincer if at all possible. Let's have a little bit wider. Not that wide. That wide will do. Yep. And in phalanx, and maybe just start walking forward towards the enemy with your pikes down, lads. Backspace once again, and a bit like in the fixing pikes in medieval 2. A standard UI thing to fix is just pressing backspace. But yes, you can't stop. You can't stop bad pathfinding, which is clearly what's going on here. Okay, just set yourself over here, and that'll be absolutely fine. What we need to do is not have this side of the unit getting eaten. Right. Not ideal bit of phalanx in here, but it'll hopefully do the job. We are winning this gradually. But unfortunately, this unit's just a little bit incompetent. The UA taking center of the screen is the biggest one for me. Other than that, I consider it a good remaster. You know what? The remastered is not a bad remaster at all. It does essentially what any remaster needs to do, which is make an old game run really well. In theory, you know, like make they are really struggling to do this. Make the graphics better, which, you know, they update the graphics, that's fine. I don't really care for the need of it, but again, that's fine. A few little fixes and things, and there are some excellent fixes in there. Some things like adding morale onto the information cards, I really like that. I like the fact that, you know, quite a few of the units have a little bit of banet. I don't like all the banets in. Some things like the Armenian Legionnaires are up from 4 morale to 6. That's nice, and the Spearmen for that matter. Finally, we're getting the pike in we want here. Sort of. No? Wow, they are really struggling here today. This should really be so simple. We're going to speed this up and hopefully it's fine. Right, I'm just going to let this guy do its job and we'll get these guys in behind. It's fine. But yeah, there are plenty of good things on that remaster. They did plenty of nice little changes. I think changing the UI is just such a bad move because what you shouldn't be doing in a remaster is making anything worse. You should just be updating a few things that just need fixing. And with the UI, they kind of just took something that was really good, perfectly reasonable, and changed it for really no gain. What they did was they took the UI from the mobile, obviously, and just applied it, which, you know, I understand them doing that, but they should have just, when they actually ported it to the actual like computer again, just kept it as it was. But really, that's the main thing that stops me from playing it. This unit, I'm really doing my nutting. Okay, we're going to get the general to come around the back a sec, to be honest, because this just needs to be finished. I think we're kind of fine. This pike unit largely has it done anyway, but it should have been an awful lot easier, to be honest. So, warband. We will, though, once again, get the general some experience, because it is helpful. Where are they now? What are they doing? Blow the horn of destiny! And we will just make sure the general does get out of there, because I just don't trust anyone after the Thracian dog situation. Get out of there, Steve. And at this point, this one unit has pretty much done the job. Can you please finish this off? Now they're going to do the stupid thing. There we go. End the battle, damn it. You know what? You make a good point there. Sorry, my eyes are blurring here. Embatembe. And yeah, they make a very good thing of most of the things they've got. Like use the original, use the classical, use the remaster, but not the UI. That's the only toggle that wasn't there, which is so frustrating because the only toggle that I would actually really desperately want to keep as original. I do generally keep it pretty original when I play. I also, generally speaking, I like the population mechanics, so I you know, I normally keep that as the original way. Okay, job done. despite one unit being a complete and utter numpty. Low tax rate, again, we're just getting no tax in whatsoever, but we are at least getting somewhere. Those pikemen are so funny. Yeah, at least we won. I mean, at least the morale held on the other guys, because that should have been much quicker. It wouldn't have made much more difference in terms of the troops loss, to be honest, but it should have been more efficient. This is the exact same set of units, pretty much. So, easy enough. We've got better troops this time, but we'll probably see the exact same issue. Did I just save? I think I did. Let's just save anyway. So, let's head on into our third town. Ooh, clicking off the knuckles there. And at the very least, we are now grabbing a few early rebel territories. Should put our economics in a better position, even though it's pretty simple. It is pronounced as the letters MBTB. MBTB, okay. I like it. An old internet alias from circa 1997. Back in the days where, well, we definitely had Windows 95 back at my home, so I'm sure we did have it back in 97, but I don't think we're actually connected to the internet. I think I played Minesweep. This is a bigger town, by the way, Vickers Gothy, which is why it's a really nice one to take early in the game. We possibly just need to consider our approach a little bit more here, though. Is there a better position for us? Not really. We'll just go head on in. I think we'll be fine. They might decide to come out at us, potentially. Let's get our phalanxes. We'll go about 5-ish deep. We'll walk in that kind of formation. We have the screeching women. We'd better have a little bit of enjoyment of those in a minute. We'll head on down to them. There we are. Reminds me of brother's ex-girlfriend here, German huntress. Used to hunt wild boar in the hills of Bavaria. He always said he couldn't break up with her just in case that she murdered him. Luckily for him, she was the one to break up. So, the axe-women of death here, who I'm going to call Paula. Paula are hopefully going to not get involved in the battle too much, but they will strike fear into the enemy. Good morale. Oh, very nice. That must mean they have at least like 8 morale then out of 12. If we were on the remaster, we'd know the amount, which is one thing they did very well. Yeah, I do think the remaster was generally pretty good. It's just the UI is really the thing that bugs me. And it does take a fair bit longer to load. This is so instantaneous that, you know, sod it. I enjoy it. Screeching dismays the enemy. Interesting. Is that actually more negative for their morale rather than positive for ours? That's intriguing. Okay, well, we will activate the Screeching Women soon enough. Indeed, Barbarian Cav out at the front there. So we'll just walk our men forward nice and slowly, and they're immediately going to retreat. But we should be wary of these Cav charging at us like last time, because that was not ideal. So let's see what we can do with all of this. Get ourselves forward just a little bit. Okay, and hopefully, because we're moving in formation, they should stay in pike. The problem is in these cities they can get a little bit tight sometimes, and then the formation can be problematic. So what we want to do is get them about here. Yeah, about there. Okay, just slow down a sec. I just want to make sure I'm keeping tabs of what's going on. We are very much in position. Lovely. Women, get screeching. They are large. They were in position, but the hill's kind of slightly thrown them. Backspace, please. There we go. Screaming. Hope you can hear the screaming. Not just my men, but it is. We're actually really not losing men. Oh, we just lost them now. Considering we're information. Now we're information. Now it is happening. Excellent. Similar to the last bit there. We'll let them do a few cycles. I suspect they're going to do a few charge cycles. Did a little bit of damage that time, but again, it's 4 or 5 and nothing more. There's just nothing these early armies can do. Now, the Britons do, of course, have the light chariots. The light chariots do have the slight issue of... Yeah, the light chariots do have the slight issue that they can shoot us with arrows, but there's not a lot of arrows on them, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. You walk slowly towards the enemy. You walk slowly towards the enemy. And Screeching Women can continue to screech. I'll do the same thing again with the general, just get him around the rear. Hopefully these guys can keep some kind of a semblance of formation. And we'll just see how this goes. They're a little bit not kind of wide enough on this side, but we'll just see how this plays out. Spears are in speary That's a technical term, obviously. Ooh, right. We are mostly fine. These guys aren't actually managing to get around and do anything, so I'm going to tell them to move here, but as we know, they'll be complete numpties. So I'm actually telling them to go out of phalanx and just see if that helps in any way. It probably won't, because they'll be utter fools. But these guys, there we go. That's fine. We'll get the screeching women just a little bit closer. Get these guys into there and get the general around the back. These guys can get themselves over here. They are actually doing it a little bit better this time. That's good to see. They are just a little bit wonky. But what are you doing, by the way? That's a little bit too close. That's pretty much exactly what I told them to do, to be fair. But I don't trust my men anymore. God damn it. Okay. Get the phalanx on. And from this position you should be able to walk towards them, but we'll see if you're any more sensible than the last guys. Oh, that's okay. Not too bad. General actually might not need to completely murder himself here, but we will get him lined up. And get a pretty wide line of General. Not quite that wide. That's kind of unnecessary. Get him about 4 deep. Excellent. Okay. Right. Down goes their General, who I didn't realise wasn't even dead yet. That's good news. Chariots are joke against German spears. They are indeed. I deal with the spearmen as Britain by massing slingers. Yeah. Yeah, the slingers are quite useful against them, aren't they? I don't remember how many of them I used in my King Arthur campaign, but I must have used them a little bit. 1997. I feel like on the chat there, I'm actually going to have to scroll up a little bit. Okay. So, as General gets himself set, it looks like they've mostly done the job, but I will get us charging on him. Blow the Horn of Destiny, don't know where he is. There he is, we can see Steve now. And we won't let Steve get anywhere near that nonsense, that's fine. He's been brave, look how brave our leader is. Excellent. You keep pushing them, you keep pushing them. Let's send the women to go charge into those few warband who are still there. General hopefully just doesn't randomly die. Hopefully someone gets axed. No one got axed. Oh well, victory and glory. Right. Okay. So, I do like the Roman Master UI, shows you income estimate for the next turn. Yeah, there are some good features of that, to be fair. I don't disagree with that. It's more just the general interface. It's the general interface. The maps are excellent. There's plenty of good things they added. It's generally a much better remaster than, you know, plenty of them are. But for me, I'm quite happy playing the original, so that I will continue to do. I don't really gain anything by playing the remaster, so here we are with classic Rome. Okay, just a little bit of money from that. We'll put it on low tax rate, keep it growing for the time being, but I do need this general, to be honest, to maybe give his his laddies over to this guy here. It's probably not the best use of the bodyguard, but I think we'll have to do it because, to be honest, we do need to send him out and about. We can't build a watchtower because we don't have the money. That's kind of embarrassing. Okay, we'll send these 707 back there to Dam and they can hopefully clear that out. This line can head over to Batavidorum, and I think otherwise it will be absolutely fine. This battle will be better than the last two because there is Screaming Women. The Screaming Women are excellent. Don't the women do a debuff on the enemy morale versus the druids, which buff your morale? Yes, well that's what I was thinking of the druids when I was thinking of buffing morale, and indeed it does say it debuffs the opponent, which wasn't particularly useful on the plaza, but you know, it was useful to know. There we are. Good thing she only broke up with him and not broke him. Yes, as far as I'm aware, my brother is still alive. Although I haven't seen him in the chat here tonight, so you never know. Any reason why that once the battle is won, you win the battle rather than complete and slaughtered? There are literally like 2 men on the plaza. I do in general follow it up and kill them all, but they were slightly tedious battles. So on that occasion, I didn't do it, but I will in general be doing that. Yes. Flicking back through the chat. Chat's just a joke. Oh yes, we got to that one. Lots of micro. Yeah, lots of micro to try and deal with these guys as the Britons, but you can do it. It's perfectly reasonable. Let's end our turn. We'll just keep an eye on those Britons. Gauls coming to have a chat. Britons on the boat. Okay, they are indeed coming this way with a small force, which is actually not the worst thing in the world. Benefactor for Arminius. Okay, so that's Arminius's mate he wants to adopt. Been in the wars, bit of loyalty, good defender. It's solid enough. He's a young lad. We'll take it. more war with the Greek cities. That I think was already happening. We're now the largest faction already. We are the greatest. Yes, in some ways, if you just go towards Dacia and Scythia, you're going to have a ludicrously large bit of empire, aren't you? Pretty early on. Trier has roads. Lovely. Do we have any money yet? We do have a tiny bit of economy now. Okay, that's nice to see. A tiny bit of economy. We did unfortunately build the roads for them, which means they might just be able to get there in 2 turns. We do have these reinforcements. Who could they meet them? It is 2 units, so we should beat them, to be honest, because we're pikes, so that's fine by me. We're going to send these guys over here. I did say send those 107 in this direction, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to get a 2nd unit there anyway, which is marvellous. Ah, this guy is now come of age, which is excellent because it means that we can give him the retinue. So that's fine. We'll give him the retinue for the time being. And that means that you, my good sir... Oh, what do we want to do? We do want to actually use this guy to lay a watchtower down to. I mean, he is the best general, so we should be sending him in this direction. So let's get him here. Build a tower. It's not going to be optimal, but I just want to see my own land. You can head over and slaughter that guy in a turn or 2. You, my good sir... Yes, you've run out of movement, but that's fine. We have a fair bit more territory over here, so I want to... If nothing else, we can see the enemy coming quite quickly. So we'll send out this cav to go and lay some watchtowers down at the edge of our territory. We want Vicus Gothy just to get some peasants so that we can just send the actual troops back in this direction with this lad, which is perfect. We will build the roads because it's cheap, and we could do with getting our men further along these borders. So I'm going to spend some early money just getting some watchtowers out because just got to be a little bit careful about some of these neighbours of mine. So I want to be able to see anything coming. So where's the best spot? Not that spot apparently. This is much better, but we might as well get ourselves all the way to the Dacian border at this point. Hopefully he doesn't get picked off. We should be fine. There, the 2 retinue that we just had. Now he died. Oh, my brother died apparently. Boo! Boo earns. Maybe he got hunted. He might well have. There we are. Okay, the problem with the Britain AI is that they shoot arrows while charging into the pikes rather than sitting back. Yes, the AI probably will not be very clever with them. Jimothy! Ah, James is alive. In this, you have to be in the same place. In the remaster, they can go from anywhere. Interesting. Okay, so we have ourselves Screeching Women over here. Oh, yes, of course, we built Freya, didn't we? So we could get ourselves some Screaming Women. I don't think we're going to bother spending our tiny amount of money on that right now. We do have some rebels there. That's a bit annoying because it is our watchtower, so I might have to go and deal with that, actually. Not ideal, but it's time to go and poke some rebels, so I guess we're going to do that. Well, I do need that watchtower to be alive. I don't want a buffer, in fairness, for any Gallic attack, but I do need to go and clear them out, so we're going to go do that now. I've been lurking the whole time. Right, well, there we go. Within the barbarian tribes, does roads also help with trade? It doesn't help with trade at level 1, the roads. It's just for movement speed. From then on, the paved roads will increase trade, but I don't think we can get them. So that is a slight issue. Oh, excellent. We have a rock. We have an rock formation. So we're going to chuck our javelin men up here because they might be able to do something with Anne's rock formation. So we'll do that. But to be honest, we're going to have the same old speary tactics. It looks like we might be getting to the Britons pretty soon because they do seem to be coming for us. Get our debuffing women over here. And then just put our cavalry in behind. Okay, if they want to come for us, we can throw some javelins in. Let's move these guys back actually just a tiny bit. Just see how this goes. What are you doing? Okay, we are attacking them in fairness, so I think we might just need to move forward. Fair enough, I suppose. Fair enough. We might have to go a little bit thin here, actually, just to make sure we're covered. To be fair, though, we can probably just charge cavalry straight into their peasants on one flank. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll get the javelins over here, get us off skirmish, get the women over here, get the barb cav over here to do some flanking, potentially. and we'll keep the general in behind, but we will charge him into one peasant just to thin out their line. Do always be wary of a rebel general. They actually are basically a full general, so just be aware they can be quite awkward to take on. You're going to get these guys to slowly walk forward. Something like that will be absolutely fine. Get these guys just to shuffle along. Okay, let's see what they want to do. You going to do anything? Not yet. That's fine, I suppose. Get yourselves just a little bit forward. And Jem will just honestly just go for a doom charge into those peasants. I'm sure he should be fine charging into peasants, but you never know. So we're going to blow the horn of destiny anyway. And pull him straight out. Pull him straight out. Oh dear. Exactly what we'd expect, isn't it? Right, now that the formation's slightly wonky, we can move forward. And that at least thins out that bit. They're going to run off into the distance. I'd like to chase them down, but there's not much point at this current stage of the battle. That would just cause us some problems. So let's get on moving. They are going to come back into the battle, so okay, what do we want to do? Just could do with one extra man really, but it is what it is. Get a jump back out there, we'll just give him a second charge if that's what they want to do. Charge him down, blow the horn of destiny, and to be honest that just at the very least should keep them busy. Right, let's just slowly walk towards the enemy. Get the cav out here. And okay, anything gonna happen? Nothing much at the moment. Javelins, to be honest, can probably just start throwing in some javelins. Can't blow the horn anymore because they're sad that I've used it too much. There we go, it's back. Javelins can just throw into them guys. And if they're going to now set us up 1v1, we will just do a little bit of that. Actually, at this point, stop. Stop. Okay, we'll get the general out of there just in case he's an utter numpty. And interesting. Javelin. Oh dear. Throw some javelins in. Blow the horn. You turn around and deal with them. Screeching women need to screech. We should be fine with this guy, but you never know really with generals if it all just goes wrong or not. Cavalry, just charge into those guys. We should be fine here. There's the javelins. I think we're fine. We've done it. It's rebels, so we might as well mop them up for a bit of extra experience, as someone did point out earlier. It's always a good idea to do that. We will indeed do that now. Okay, always a bit of a dice roll with the general, but job done. Marvellous. Okay. So, how are we doing in the chat? If you had a diplomat, you could bribe those brigands to join you. That's what I do. Yeah, a little bit too much at this early bit. So there we are. Money is too precious, I find, to spend it on bribing. Yeah, I don't generally like to use the diplomats on this. I know there's a lot of like speedrun things, and people like use the diplomats, and you can win in like a turn or two, particularly on the lower difficulties, which is I find it kind of amusing as like a thing that is possible to do. But generally speaking, I don't actually like to do any bribing. I don't mind the odd bribe when you're sort of just picking off like a rebel general, as you just say there. I mean, it makes perfect sense if you've got the money. I tend to find this more of a mid-game thing. Maybe at the point where we are with Thrace on the epilogues. So when you see on Thursday, I think I'm planning to put out the other part of that. For example, there, when we get to a certain point where the money starts to get very, very good, yeah, sure, just throw some money around for bribery. But most of the time, it is just a little bit too precious, sadly. So it looks like we're mostly done. I don't really know what's left. Someone in the forest who has not quite escaped, or he has managed to escape. So there we are.
This is a great
Victory for us. Only a few men lost. Bit of experience for the general. We'll take that. Free experience. Have a victory sip. Beautiful. And we now can't get back to our town. Excellent. We can put low tax rate in. It'll be fine. And we could do, to be honest, with an extra unit. Gather those guys together. And in Buddhism, okay, yeah, we do need to just clear off some of this before we send some of those guys around. This lad is going to drop off a tower over here. He then needs to probably continue to lay a few down. And Tomtiacum is not currently set up in terms of a border town. Now, luckily, because of the Danube here, it should be pretty safe. I did say about not really worrying about Nericum. I would bother with Noricum. It's actually a very good spot to hold as a starting point against the Romans, obviously. They will generally come around rather than up here, but of course if you're playing as Germany they probably will swing up here because they never normally do, but they probably will on that occasion. But I think in general we spent our money, haven't we? Yes, we very much have. Okay, over here we can get some screeching women. I'm going to get them because there's going to be battles going on there before too long. My spy isn't really doing anything right now, which isn't ideal. I think I forgot to move my diplomat. I'm going to see if they fancy an alliance. I'm going to offer map information as well. They accept. Now hopefully that just keeps them on the right side of things. I also like to have map information, so I'm quite happy with that. The Britons are just coming for me. That's good news. We can bat them off and circumnavigate over to Londinium. I say that, but of course we actually need enough men to do that, don't we? By the way, when it said that many population, I always assumed that was fighting men, but I think we've just used up fighting women, which is interesting part of the population mechanics. There we are. You, my good sir. Can we pick them off? That's slingers, so best not actually. Slingers could do us some damage, but we could, in theory, let's just get everyone back to the town for the time being. If they want to come and take us on, they're welcome. That would be very stupid of them. So General can come over here. He's going to take those guys on next turn. Excellent. You, my good sir. I think that river's about the border. Yes, it is. So, just dump a tower here. That's probably good enough to see a lot of what might be coming, but wouldn't mind getting one down here actually. Not the worst idea in the world. They can swing back over to Marcomanni in time. So, Germania and Gaul are now allies. That's us. Population growth of the barbarians. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. This is where obviously our units are big warband as well, and that is the case for barbarians in general. Roads will help at least move us quickly, but it's not going to help us in terms of, you know, growth and all of that. It's no trade bonus to it. That's why we need the land clearance over there. Now border time could be a problem if they go for it, but we can swing around to them if we need to. Vanius has come of age. Now, yeah, the one thing that slows us down with attacking the Britons is we do need a boat. Now, Samara Breva over here does get there quite quickly. But of course, if we take it, there might be the issue of it losing population if we need to, like, enslave, for example. Although enslaving, of course, is a very good way of getting your population up. So Londinium, for example, we probably will be enslaving. Normally, it's a key thing you want to do is find something like that. But we're surrounded by barbarians and small villages. There's not a lot to do. So we're devout, +1 influence, and bloody. Bloody does tend to go wrong in time, but for now it's a good trait to have. That is fine. He managed to get himself spawned in the city there, which is nice. Now if they're going to start swinging over that way, I might grab this army here in Trier, and we are going to head over there. In fact, I might just leave Vanius behind actually for the time being. I'm just going to plant this guy on the border. We're not actually technically at war right now, but I wouldn't mind just getting that set up. Now, the only problem with that is, of course, the Gauls could backstab us, but this is why we have the tower at the very least. We hopefully will see them come in, and if nothing else, we should at least be able to buy a turn or two. Maybe we can get some mercs if we need them, etc, etc. Okay, over in this part of the world, we have ourselves... Okay, we can see Quincum with that tower, so that will do very nicely. We'll just continue to do similar. The Danube border actually doesn't really need to be visible, so we'll probably just run up to this middle land just to make sure we know what is vaguely going on. But we are spending quite a lot of money on random things like that. Good evening, Mummy Napkin. Excellent name. I say forcibly move the inhabitants of Summer Bolivia into Batavadorum. Yes, for their own good, of course. That might be what's about to happen, by the way, sir. So I currently have 3 infantry, 1 skirmisher, 1 barbarian cav, 1 skirmisher. That's okay, but against this full set of Britons, they've got everything here right now. That could be a problem. So it's probably a case of seeing them spread some of it over here, and then hopefully swinging around. Now, I really want Dan to be growing I wouldn't mind actually getting some peasants and taking them over to Batavidorum before we steal some of Breather's people. But for now, I think we're just stuck ending our turn. So we'll do that. I forgot to do the diplomat once again. Really should remember that at some point because, you know, we could be selling map information right now. And we're currently not. Now, they're at least marching their men around, which means I can largely see where they are. Britain might just be a complete meltdown if we land there. Because right now, they're not doing anything. You appear to be in my territory, sir. Which, if you step any further, or if you don't get out, I will have to declare war. That's something that I would like, is a bit more of that, you know... You sometimes get the transgression sign come up. It would be nice to sort of, you know, a bit like Civ style, say, I denounce you. But sadly not. Warriors hold over in Bodisholm, which is nice. We can... we don't have the spare money right now, do we? I think any money we have at this moment in time needs to just go on a couple units and we need to get them moving. I don't want to use them out of there, but Tomtiacum can afford one more. So I'm going to send you over there, and I think it's chill. It is chill. Probably should have been more careful with that, but it is absolutely fine. Okay, so let's get you over here along with our infantry. We need to clear him out. Absolutely fine. We have tons and tons of men here. I didn't realise how many we just had actually. We'll swing in and do this quickly. I need to do every little battle at the start of the game, so no auto resolve for us, sadly. However, I'd say we're doing pretty well so far. Going to take a small break while he does his speech here, so I'll leave you with a speech for 1 minute.
And at the last, brave warriors, I say this: fight with the courage our people expect. Fight like men.
We are back with what must have been an inspirational speech. I hope it certainly was anyway. Right, let us head into the world's most probably simple battles. Let's just walk towards them, shall we? Where are they, by the way? They've disappeared. They're off in the distance somewhere over by these trees. Excellent. Well, we're just going to walk towards them and mop them up. There are, to be fair, yeah, a few peasants and a few warband. That'd be absolutely fine. Excellent. So, yeah, the early part of this campaign is very much kind of standard barbarian issues of just, you know, getting enough men in your towns. We can get some excellent troops. And one advantage of swinging towards Rome nice and early on this is that you can obviously end up taking over some minor cities early game, and that sets you up very well indeed. But the only thing is you obviously need good enough units to go and do that. So I think Britain is a pretty solid tactic no matter what you are planning on doing. But we'll just get ourselves slowly strolling into position here. Barbarian Warlord is in place nice and early, undefended, which we can only go very well, of course. And I think the rest of them can just slowly stroll. And at the very least, we've got a little bit more equal grounding now. So we need these two to walk over there, these two to walk over there, and that should be hopefully a nice and simple poking affair. Get the women to run on in. And they've immediately broken. Excellent. Screech, women, screech. Screech, women. Oh, lovely. And these guys are down the hill. We'll just thunder on into them. Like a startled goat. And there is our victory. So we'll just run them all down. Lovely. Mopped up some foolish peasants. And all will be perfect. I'd really quite like them to be on my side, but there we are. Yes, Tomo Horse. I can only assume that is David, because I don't know who else we're calling me Tomo Horse. But there we are. Dots on Demand, excellent name. And Arminius has claimed victory. Barbarian Warlord gained nothing. We gained nothing. How disgraceful. Right. At the very least clears up our capital. We can put the inexperienced laddie back over there, and we can send you over towards Batavidorum. And yes, it's starting to get a bit of a head here against the Britons. We're very much squaring up against each other, especially with our friends over there. The Gauls actually being their friends. So there we are. That's probably not going to go down with the Romans, but hey ho, we might go and speak to them as well in a moment here, because I actually remembered my diplomat on this occasion, who actually isn't too bad. Now, I really don't want to lose this spy, which is why I'm not using him. 93% that is my ally. I just don't want to risk annoying him. 75%. We'll just keep a closer eye on all of this. That's Kunfwa. Oh yes, of course, their generals are going to throw themselves to their death. That is an advantage that we are going to have over in this part of the world. They are not getting out their good troops just yet, which is excellent news. So hopefully we can at least block off this part of the world here. We can have these two guys build up their forces, and over in Dam we will hopefully be able to get some more troops to send some peasants out to, yeah, just get Betavidorum up to building a port, because we're just, because there are no mercenary boats, we're just stuck until we can take over a port. And Londiniums, I think, is the only town around here that does not have a port, so there we are. Okay, you gain no experience when you cut down something less than nothing. Yes, indeed. It was expected, to be honest. But there we go. All right, we did at least gain some retinue, and that's always very nice to have. I think we just gained ourselves... what did we gain on that one? I think it was just a slave, turncoat slave, which, you know, this is the faction leader we've already handed things over from anyway. So we'll end our turn. Let's get ourselves over to a few more of those watchtowers. There's a bit of a chat from the SPQR who didn't actually do anything with the chat, which is slightly perturbing, to be honest. Obviously, if you're playing as Germania, an ideal thing is to try and get Britons and Gauls against each other. To some... Oh, they are swinging up north. Okay. Yeah, to some extent, that is what we're trying to do by getting an alliance with Gaul, but... yeah, they are fully in our territory at this point. So I'm going to grab Scotty Jim over here, and we are going to add the women in. Don't you worry about that. But let's see what we've got. A couple of javelins. That's fine by me. To be honest, I might... oh, actually, I would like to... we'll leave one women behind, but we'll leave one women behind. That's a very strange sentence. We'll leave one behind, but we will move the rest forward. I'm not going to take neutral faction just yet, but I think we're one turn away from declaring war, because I think they're very much in two of our territories now, which is not particularly great. I'm just going to send you to come and join him. The thing is, I might actually be better off doing this right now, because they are sort of squaring up a little bit, should be said. Get the general to join. I might just get the extra guy in here. And do we have mercs? We do, but they're not particularly going to be of use. Fine. So, damn, you can get some peasants, and we'll just send them over the border to get that to grow. Vickers Gothy could easily be taken at any second by the rebels. I'm going to build a palisade. It's not even worth building a palisade, to be honest. They probably won't attack it, but they might. We might lose that. There's not really anything I can do about it at this stage. So that is just a thing that's going to happen. You, my good sir, you might actually be in a... might actually not be a bad idea to go and head in that direction. So I'm going to send these guys with you over to Marcomanni, and we might be able to deal with that in time. We'll see. That might not be good. Now, as I say, not the worst idea potentially to think about taking these guys on right now before they join together. The diplomat's trying to bribe me. Yeah, basically the way I see it is if the diplomats come up to you and chat and nothing happens, it's them trying to bribe you. That's what I've always interpreted it as. But you know what? For now, it's okay. I'm not offered trade rights. I'm actually going to ask for like few hundred. Why not? Let's see if they'll give us some money. They want money for it. You know what? It's fine. Just a nice simple offer, my good sir. I'm gonna offer you my map information, and I'm going to see if you've given me money for that. Because to be honest, I do have a fair bit of map information. Let's just say 1,300. Okay, he was happy enough to accept that. I don't need to get the perfect maximum amount out of this stuff, but I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of money. It does help. I could get some more troops with that actually, but I might leave it. I'm going to get Woden here because I think Trier is going to be an important military focus point for the future, and I want my 3 experience out of there. And also, because that will get me my cav eventually, I can sort of swing them in different directions when I get my cavalry, which will be nice, but not happening anytime soon. Sacred Grove of Donar, which doesn't quite get me up to the Berserkers just yet, but going to invest in a bit of growth, to be honest, because it's not a terrible idea. We can spend the money on a few things. Don't really mind. I'm not interested in spending my money in that part of the world. Yes, we do of course have these units, so we can actually go and deal with Vickers Goffey and that situation in a minute, but it'll take us a few turns to get these lads back around. So let's just go and move these guys over there. Between them, I think they should have that dealt with. That would be lovely. We probably don't need 2 generals for that, to be honest. We can move one over there. It's making me want to play Germania soon. Indeed. They are they're an interesting one. There's quite a lot of setting up here because there's so many of these rebel settlements around. I probably need actually to keep this guy down here because I'm going to need, as soon as they have taken a Quincum, 3 turns or so I guess, we're going to need to make sure we have enough troops here that they don't get tempted. What I should really do is get my diplomat actually, once I've spoken to them, over to a Quincum. That's probably for the better. Okay, so over here we have ourselves a few units. I think it might be time to actually take these guys on. I want to take them on before any more happens. You are wandering in my territory, you have wandered out, but other guys are invading, so sod you. So they do have some slingers, but I have cav to go and pick them off. I think we'll be fine. So save up in case of any crash issues. We'll head on in. So we've had to declare the war, but to be honest, it's just kind of classic Roman style tactic really. Provoke them so much that they technically start it, but the Germans will of course end it. Yes, we did not look for this war. It's actually true on this occasion. Okay, there is a hill, but they've kind of got it, which is a little bit concerning. Can we swing them around? Can we turn them around? Probably going to struggle to turn them around that hill. We can probably get it slightly flatter by starting over here, and then if we need to turn them, that's what we'll do. So we kind of have 2 half stacks right now. That will be plenty. To be honest, I might just make them 1 thicker in the line. It's around about 5 ranks deep. We'll get these guys out on this flank. We'll get the Screaming Women over here, I suppose. And then we've got a bunch of cav who will probably be useful at some point. Okay, they are indeed over on the hill. That's fine. We can potentially turn them, but it might just be a little bit awkward. And again, much easier when you've got editing software. The Britons are asking for it. They really have been asking for it, you know. So we're just going to wander over here, and we're going to get ourselves into a position and then hopefully turn them. At the very least, the hill shouldn't matter too much, to be honest, but I don't want them to have a massive advantage with it. So we'll just have to slowly get ourselves set up. They're now turning to face us, and okay, they're now turning further up the hill currently, but it's fine. We're just going to gradually see if we can do a little twisty turny, and if nothing else, we can make it kind of fairly neutral on the hill up here. So from here, hopefully, we've got this bit defended. I don't like really expecting this to go on the offensive. I think what we'll probably do is we'll gather our 2 armies together once they've fended off these 2 Briton forces, and from there we'll decide how we divvy it up. Summer Breather will either be big enough, the right size where we can occupy and move on and hopefully build the port quickly, or just need to be kept. We're actually kind of in range, almost in range here. So let's just get our line set up first. Not quite in range, but we can't be far off it. So let's just be careful about that. Yeah, and I think once we've beaten off these first two kind of little armies, we should then potentially just try and get ourselves a main force together, either from enslaving or from just having cleared them out. We should hopefully then be able to send some of the population over to whichever town it is that is going to get us a port. And to be honest, if we can take out these two kind of main stacks, then we should be in a pretty good position to... Oh, they are moving. They are moving. And to be honest, I think we got time to get in position here. We are largely okay. So they might just start sending someone forward. In which case, we're in a pretty good position to sort all of that out. They're just going to shuffle on back. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now, the only problem with the slingers and charging them down is that these chariots can cause our cavalry a huge amount of problems. So we just need to bear that in mind. We're nearly... I don't even need to be on top of the hill, but at the very least, we're looking more neutral now. They are, I think, officially coming at me now. So, let's just pour... Oh, I clicked off the game at the wrong time. Skirmishers seem to love, at the moment, being in a bad position. So if you guys could get out of a terrible position, that would be perfect. Great stuff. Right, I don't mind a few arrows from these guys because honestly one unit is not going to do a huge amount. Slingers are pretty close. They're just going to run on in. They're not, but their formation is getting wrecked by their chariots. They're just chopping them down. Technically, there isn't actually friendly fire from their own chariots, but it can be amusing. It can indeed be quite amusing. I'm going to send the actual general out because I can at least tell him to blow the Horn of Destiny if we need to do that. Javelins, if they can hit the chariots, do hit the chariots because that's the better target. It might just be moving out of range there, which is a shame. But don't move, please. Just do whatever you can. Cavalry might just be able to swing, potentially. We're just going to keep this careful here. We will, of course, win the poking battle. Oh, yeah, there we are. Mop them up if we can. Get on top of them, Cav. Get on top of them. Okay, you guys just see if you can run into these. Oh, I clicked off the game again. This is what I've done. I left my cup in the wrong place. Send the skirmishers back behind the lines because they're going to do something stupid and get themselves killed in a moment. Slingers are getting themselves a little bit away from the chariots, but not enough to really be threatening to me. The slingers aren't necessarily going to be brutal, but I just want to make sure we don't lose more than we need to here. So they kind of largely mop this up, but to be honest, I'm kind of worried that they're going to, break. They are a bit only on steady here, so let's be careful with all of that. Okay, let's... I don't think we need to... What are they doing? They're doing some very strange turning right now. We're just going to turn around with them, see what is going on. Are they running away? I think they are running away, Thomas. Okay. How are we going to chase them down? Get out of phalanx for a moment. That was more than a moment, Thomas. And run them over there. I think just cavalry. We can mop up any of this. We should. So yeah, cavalry just start moving. Javelins are... Unfortunately, this is not a good army for like running them down like this. But... if these guys, any of them can get in a position to do something, then we will try and do it. Pull them into a battle. They've broken. That's excellent. These guys, can we just break them? That would be lovely. So these guys are going to get stuck in that. We don't want to do that. Barbarian Cav are going to deal with them. If we can get these guys ahead of that, that'll be perfect. Attack them, blow the Horn of Destiny, make sure the general isn't too far into that, but if we can just break, that's another break. Excellent. That's another break. Okay, good. Their routing is, or their, yes. Yeah, them trying to flee the battlefield does leave them around very low. Let's just make sure this cav gets on here. And you, wherever you are, can deal with that. Okay, lovely stuff. Most of this should go down. It's just the chariot's going to escape. Not much I can do about chariots escaping, to be honest, but I'm quite happy with all of this. Get on top of as many of these as you can. That's a pretty good result, all things considered. It's going to be a handful who get away, but honestly, not an awful lot. That was good. If they'd sent one unit back just to like or just sent the chariots to cover the retreat. They probably could have got all of their infantry out of there, but of course, I guess the chariots are actually the more valuable unit. You really could have only done a little bit of skirmishing against us. Probably should have shot some arrows, but I'll take that. It's a pretty good opening encounter. It's given us, yeah, a little bit of experience on our cav. Okay, victory and glory. He cannot reach the city, but we are out of movement point. Mainly because I think the general actually. Oh no, there are some other units back there. Now you can't move any further, so we'll see if they come back this way. In fact, Kunfor, that's the only slight potential problem, is they could join together. I don't think the AI would do it, but they could in theory. I'm going to get peasants here just because anything would be probably a good idea right now. Oh, they're actually quite expensive, these warband, aren't they? I never really noticed. 520. Oh, I can't quite afford it. Fine, we will get the peasants. We will get the peasants, and we'll see how that goes. Fine, let's save this on up and end our turn. I think it's the same turn I sent the diplomat around. Now I'm remembering the diplomat lots and lots and lots because I am clever. Okay, enter, see what happens. SPQR continuing to bribe us. What a bad time to be a charity. It's not the best time, is it? They are demanding I give them money. Excellent. How about we just have trade rights? Thank you very much. That was a very, very sensible thing, wasn't it? Give me some money for my maps. Scipione might have given you my maps already, but hopefully you'll give me a bucket. They cannot match it. Fine. No trouble with that. No need to be allies with them because they'll be at war with the Gauls before long, and that will be a problem. They have not crossed the bridge, which allows me to at least control the bridge. They're buying up the mercs, which is fine by me because they're wasting their money, although the AI will cheat for their money anyway. They've now built up to, well, it looks like a full stack, but it's just a lot of trash. Fine. So we'll probably have to push our way through these guys, but to be honest, yeah, I can control all of this. So that is excellent. Okay. I will happily do that, and for some reason he wants to join it. Okay, so Kunfor, who is sharp and lively, has a sort of druid +1 for the troops on the battlefield. He doesn't gain the plus for attack. This is nice. We can snipe this off. British light chariot, some slingers. This could be. There's some danger here. In fairness, there's a bit of chariots, a bit of slingers. Got their own general chariots, but with the two armies, we should be in a pretty good position. I will save once again. And even, yeah, allow the AI to control it. If you go and save, by the way, this kind of gets reset, even if it doesn't look like it's something worth bearing in mind. I have the exact 20 units, so that's perfect. And let's head on into one more with the Brits. Preemptive victory. I'm going to move my glass away from my mouse this time. That smell is the Britons. Smelly, smelly people. So, we have ourselves a spot here. Now, the reinforcements are coming in from behind, which means I guess I shouldn't even bother trying to set up in any flanking manoeuvre or any way of getting us together. I just need to... Let's get the skirmishers on the left. It might just hit a non-shield side or something. Yeah, bring these guys in. Nothing particularly clever here. We'll just do the same thing on both sides of the battlefield, to be honest. So, new warriors have arrived. We'll just keep this on the tighter side. Oh yeah, actually they could come in and really just slam at us if they wanted to. But, I think they're going to get distracted. Only issue we have over here is if people enter the battlefield in a strange way. So let's just get those guys as a group, because they are indeed a group. And... okay, these spears just need to get themselves... that's quite a wide line. Yeah, get yourselves into a line. Get those skirmisher warband into that position. Get the loose women in loose formation. And get two general units over there. What's going on over here, by the way? Barbarian mercs, barbarian mercs. Yeah, okay, fine. They're just getting the infantry set up over here. Warband over there. They're keeping their slingers and their druids over here with their chariots, which is probably sensible because I can't pick them off with a cav that way. Fine. This could be interesting. But these infantry are pretty much asking to be murdered. So, there we go. There's this group can just move forward. Don't really know what those barbarian mercs are doing, but we'll worry about that in a moment. These guys are getting themselves in position. You guys could run, that would be great news. Right, what are they going to do then? Because this is an almighty sandwich for the Brits. To be honest, we might as well just send 1v1 situations going, and you just sort of just fill the gap in between. And to be honest, 1v1, I fancy our chances against these guys. So yeah, we'll just start winning this part of the battlefield first, because this army is definitely more solid to go and deal with that. So I'm kind of alright with that situation. Although, I might actually just grab my cavalry and just start sending it over there, because yeah, looks like they are going to all run over there. Okay, I'm going to get these guys running. Yep, get everyone running. I need to go and check what's going on over there as well. So run everyone over here. The cav are doing the same on this part of the battlefield. It's fine, they're just going to get themselves into the sandwich, but are they just going to... They're just going to charge the general straight in. Oh, I paused this at just the right moment. Excellent! Chariots ahoy! Oh, yes. Oh, that never gets old. It never gets old. Are they sending the slingers straight in? Oh, God, they are. Okay. These guys just need to absolutely pelt it forward at these guys. I think it might just all be over anyway. But, yeah, just get these guys running on in. Same with these units. Get these screeching women to screech, because that's their job. And the cav... Cav, just get yourselves over here. That's excellent. Okay. Lovely stuff. Some of them are turning around, some of them are turning around, but to be honest, I don't think that's going to end very well for them. They're all routing. That's perfect. There are none of those chariots left. That is just so fun. Okay, we'll leave that line as it is. Some of that. So they now fancy the chance against this army, and this army fancies its chance against that army. That is kind of funny. We'll just run these guys into a position. These cav do just need to maybe just swing out to this flank for a minute. This is a very bizarre battle. The AI is making some, I would suggest, foolish choices. Do we have the slingers? Are they routing? Druids ran in as well. These guys ran in as well. Okay, we'll just bring these cav over to a flank, but honestly, it's probably not needed. Okay. Get these cav out to position here. These guys are all just running through us. Don't even have the pikes down, but this is just so excellent. They're routing still, kind of breaking up our formation as they do it, but you know, it's all fine and dandy. Let's just get the cav to swing on in at this point. Honestly, that's absolutely fine. You go and deal with them. You go deal with them. And it's just like the one unit now. This guy, there we are. That is an absolute massacre. Mainly because the AI is an absolute fool. But we'll take it. Right, javelins, please don't bother javelining in anymore. And I think, yeah, we can just... There's lots of screaming women. A lot of screaming. You'd expect it to be these Briton men, but no, it's mostly the women screaming. There we go. Did these women even get to scream? No. Oh, they get to scream. Let's hear Paula scream. Yeah! Scream, Paula! And there we are. So we'll mop these guys up. There might be a few who somehow walk through all these pikes, but I think, to be honest, we've mopped them all up. What an absolute massacre. Barbarian phalanxes, yes. The best of all the units. So we'll get these guys to make sure every last unit goes down, of course. I think one back there. I think I did send some cavalry in that direction, but apparently someone did slip through the net just a little bit. Yeah, very slow. We'll get there one day. And this is where I'd normally cut, but yes, I said that as if I was about to cut, and I can't. So there we are. Right, well, this is an excellent start for the Britons. Or not for the Britons, but against the Britons it is. Oh, it's just magnificent. If there was a thumbnail, this would be it. I mean, there is a thumbnail, but it is not going to be that. But there we are. A couple lads over at the back have got away. There we are. He can tell the story. So, clear victory. some experience gained for one of my generals, but mostly we gain experience of foolish AI choices. There's my victory sip. They cease to exist. And I've left a massive open door to Trier. Excellent. But I can put these two forces together and swing on over to the Britons. Send a few back. Sword bearer. That's always a nice to have. That's presumably to the actual general, is it? Yep. Factionaire with a sword bearer. Not too bad. And enemy army routes. Recruitment report. Don't worry about that. Shrine to Woden in Trier. That's good. We can get some a little bit more experience from our recruitment. Okay, trade rights with the Julii. Let's butter them up and then let's make them pay. Again, I don't know if they end up sharing and I'm not going to be able to sell anything to anyone else. An alliance would be better, but they're going to give me money. Well, fine, I'll take the alliance, but I'll break it as soon as you attack the Gauls, to be honest. So, that's an alliance for no particular reason. Luckily, Dacia haven't seemed to have moved, which is good. It buys me more time. That's kind of what I need right now. But I will, at the very least, send these men in that direction, send you back over here to Lovasice. Marvellous stuff. And overall, we now have a bit of money, which is nice. So thank you, Romans. I'll build a trader because I might as well. Trier is, I'm using up my population here. I really need that to grow as well in time. So we just need enough to get us to get these early moves done, and then we can worry about growth. But I will build farms wherever I can or need to. Trader will help as well. I mean, damn, that's our money gone, but it is at least getting our peasants nearer to that border to get it over the line. Excellent. So more of our money has been well spent. We could afford a road or a watchtower or a wall. Build the wall, we'll need it eventually. Might as well have something. Actually, possibly better to get the warriors hold over in this part of the world. So yes, let's do that. Warriors hold over here. We're going to need troops on the border. Now, let's say there's plenty of troops. That's a potential problem if we're not careful. But currently, I think we are okay. So we'll just continue to save on up with all this. End our turn. And the Britons are having a wander over in this direction, but nothing doing right now. They've got a full stack over there, which leaves me in an interesting position because I want to take them on, but I don't really want to take on a full city like that. 5 turns to surrender, so that's actually probably what we're going to be going for here. Merge them together. Now, what do we have? We have faction leader, who obviously we might as well be sending along. Factionaire would be a good plan because he's got lots of men as well, and we'll bring that guy. So this guy can stay behind in Batavidorum. That's not the worst idea. You get yourselves here. We could do with a tiny bit more money just to get that over the line, but of course we can't. Trade rights. Will you give me 15 for trade rights? Is that fine? Give me 15. Then I can build a watchtower. Yay! We can build a watchtower now. We'll offer trade map information. Give us some money. Please do that. That cannot be matched. They probably will just get angry at me if I try and offer anything else after they've rejected that. So we'll head towards Aquincum. In fact, we'll click on that Dacian army. We'll at least follow them into the mists of time, wherever they end up going. General, join up over here. 121, they've got experience. We can clear out those rebels. Excellent. Egypt and the Seleucids are at war. Shock, horror, and nothing too important apart from Lovasice gets itself a warrior's hold. We now have too many troops for the amount of territory, or the amount of actually developed territory that we have. We do at least have ourselves a tower over here. Perfectly down to 0 money. We will go and put this under siege. We have ourselves a couple of units over there. Might send a general over there as well, actually. Wouldn't be a terrible plan. And the rest of the empire is just hoping that no one gives us a poke. We are, though, completely out of the moolah. So there we are. Excellent. Aha! We have Gorkhan Shakmach. I hope I'm pronouncing that somewhere near right. Looks presumably some Turkish letter in it there. Is that correct? Welcome to Militia Hoplites. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining the anarchy. And end of turn report. If the yes, we're kind of struggling with money right now. We're on 0, but other than that, I feel very, very, very happy with how we're going so far. Thank you for joining the clan. So we'll end our turn. We'll see if anything is going to happen. And Dacia having a chat. That's good news because I was on my way to them. Yeah, trade right and map information. Okay, so they have taken Pripet up to the north. It's interesting. Now I could offer an alliance with them, which I feel like might be an interesting thing. I won't do it immediately, but I'll keep it in mind because I quite like to keep control of that situation. Now, okay, Briton Fort. That's interesting. Now, obviously it's better to have them stuck in the city, but I could actually just go and swing into the fort instead. I can get past. I'm going to go here and just threaten them, but we'll see. You need to try this. Good he didn't die, and at least now he's getting experience. He should have a better chance of getting into the next place. Lovely stuff. Near enough, mate. Yes. Excellent. I will take it. I like the old games. Indeed, terrible spot for a fort. It's not the best spot for a fort, it should be said. It's pretty well guarded, that bit of the forest, isn't it? Right. Not in a... Well, our money is kind of in the toilet because we have a huge amount of troops out on the field and no infrastructure at all. We do have some roads and we do have some towers, so I'm actually quite happy. For Pete's sake, I misclicked there, as you can probably tell. Fine. Well, we'll deal with those rebels next time, I suppose. Over here, watchtower. We could just get one more watchtower down, actually. So we'll build that over there. Damn, get yourself another peasant. Send him over the border. I mean, to be honest, if we have somebody, we'll probably be able to build a port before too long, or at the very least, yeah, we need him in the town to make sure that we are sending the enslaved lads over there. So that will be good news. So I'm tempted, you know, to actually put this under siege, and I could probably still have enough troops to go and put the actual city under siege. There's a chance that might work, but simply because these phalanxes are so superior to theirs, and if they want to walk out of a fort, they're going to be not in the best position. I can kind of pin them in a little bit. That could be fun. Okay. We are basically on 0 money, but that aside, I'm quite happy with our work so far. Greek diplomat, excellent. Will you buy my trade rights for an absurdly low watchtower fee? They want money. How about we just trade, sir? Everyone is mutually benefiting from that. Let's have some map information monies. 1600, I have a little bit of land, why not? Except it is generous and fair. Lovely. Everyone thinks I am most marvellous. And we'll continue to swing over to him. The Dacians are very aware that we have nothing to defend this territory, which is potentially a problem. We will send General over here because potentially this spot, I'm not sure that's the best, we'll see, but that should at least give us a bit of room to see over here towards Livarvum, which, as long as I get it before the Romans, I'm kind of happy, but I also don't want to get pulled into a war by having a border with them. So that's something we need to bear in mind. We do have a bit of money now that we just went and spoke to our Greek friends. So no need for the muster field there. We're trying to actually, yeah, gain... Oh, don't want that, thank you. Yeah, we're just trying to sort things out for now. We're trying to gain population. So, yeah, Tontiacum can just continue to send some troops across the border. It's got a decent enough population for the time being. I'm okay with that. Land clearance to grow lower size, that really does need to grow. Vicus Marcomane could probably do it as well, so we will just spend our money on some farms. It's good for the general early game money. So that's fine. We'll end our turn again. Nothing really doing. A lot of troops in LS here, by the way. Not so happy about that. But, oh, okay. So what do we want to do here? I can send. This has just got another unit in it, hasn't it? I think. Oh, no, another general as well. Okay, we probably need 3 or 4 of these. I'd probably say 4 of these. The question then is, can those 6 hold this lot? You know what? Forts only take 3 turns. This takes 5. They're not going to recruit any units out of it, and I fancy I can beat them in the field anyway. So I think we'll just attack the town. The gates are open. The gates are open. So with an open gate, 2 chariots and 2 of those, I think we just head on in. Before we do that though, let's make sure things are as we need them to be. So, yeah, so Vanius, you're in that city. Any other generals actually in a town? Pretty much no. I think they're all in their army, aren't they? You are poking around there. It's just Loversice. Actually, no, he's out here right now. Well. That's probably about right, actually. Because then we can send all the slaves straight over to Batavadorum. And that will get us the ability to grow it and get the port. Because this is probably not too far off. Yeah, it's actually further behind. It's actually doing worse. Well, that's perfect then. We can send the slaves over there. And that will set us up perfectly. Okay, I was originally planning on like swinging straight over to London, but as it turns out, they've been a bit aggressive. And yeah, they've been fairly aggressive, and I don't have a boat. So we'll head on in. It's a fun opportunity, so I'm pretty much yours, and that fort will be taken. Yes, exactly. This is going to work out beautifully. Now the gate being open is fine because it's only a basic war. So, how many towers are there? There's one there. That's potentially going to shoot us occasionally, but other than that, we're fine. This is a straighter path. Bit of an awkward one actually over here as well. What about this side? How are we doing? This is a little bit of a more straightforward walk up to the plazas. That might be what we go for actually. Kind of like this side, assuming, yes, we do indeed have that. There's a tower there. We just need to be a little bit careful of walking between towers. But we'll grab 4 of our lads. Fairly, you know what? Yeah. We'll grab a 3 here. Bit wider. And another 3. Oh, this is excellent. This is just what we need. Right, we really need to make sure. I think Britons won't have much left actually after this. We don't want to send all of this over to Britannia. Really want to make sure that we are defended against a potential Gallic backstab, because I don't trust any AI on Rome Total War. Who have we left behind? 1 horse. High horse. Right. This should be good. We have some warband and a warlord at the gate. So we are, I'm going to say, let's go 3. And we're just going to get ourselves in a kind of position like that. That'll be fine. Now the only problem is actually literally walking through the gate if they can manage to pull it off. So I might have to make a column. So actually what I might do is I grab these guys. One of the rare times ever, we're going to group them and we're actually going to pick a column. So there we are. We are going to create a really awkward to line up column. There's too many units in this column. I never use these preset formations. Okay, good. And we can get moving. General. Let's just get you guys behind. Let's just get some javelins in position. Oh, they're actually just going to come out. I think it's just pathfinding actually, but they have come out. Okay, interesting. I'm going to get these 3 just a little bit more like this, and I want to get these javelins kind of right behind them actually and see if we can just cause some chaos. Screeching women, not in the worst position. That column is not quite right. This chariot is still in a fun position. But actually, if we can poke 1, we'll pull the whole unit out here into Pikes McGee. Excellent. Oh, straight into Pikes McGee, and hopefully they're going to follow. Are they following? Not yet. We weren't quite teased by that, but the warband seemed to have gone slightly insane. Okay. So can we try and get these guys lined up to walk through? Almost. Almost. That looks pretty good. Yeah, we might actually be able to get these guys to walk on through. That would be nice. Okay, we'll just get some little V shape at the gate here just to make sure anyone who comes out doesn't cause any problems. But you, my javelins, run yourself over there. And I reckon you've got a shot at them. Why not? Throw in some javelins over the little breach there. I reckon you might be able to pull these guys out. We shouldn't be in range of that tower right now. And that should be good to hit these. Come on, throw some javelins. There's a few awful javelins coming in. They might get teased out by it. I hope they do. Let's see, are they reacting to that? They're just running away. Okay, that's fine. You guys stay there. That is absolutely fine. These guys, you can walk in there. Are you going to stay in your formation? They are in column. We just need to get one unit in. And the thing is, actually, they're a little bit away. All right, we might unphalanx and run people in, but we'll just see how this unit goes. They should react to getting the walls. Here they come. No reaction yet. Okay. They are potentially going to wander their way into the warband. Okay, I'm just going to get them out of phalanx. Oh no, they chose that moment to run at us. Okay, we are now somewhat out of position because the game instantly responded to me moving out of formation, but I think we'll be okay. Let's just get these screeching women into this position and they can do a bit of screeching. You, my good sirs, are going to slightly struggle at the start, but just get your pikes back down. Pikes back down. There we go. I think you're fine. Women, debuff. Debuff them. Debuff them. Okay, we're going to get these guys to just run on in. Hopefully they're not going to be too stupid, but it'll be fine. Javelins might just be able to do some help over here. These guys have formed up in the strangest angle. Let's just get a bit of running. It's the only problem when you've got the gate like this is that, yes, you kind of have a few issues just getting men into the position you want them to. These guys are just going to run through our own phalanx. Okay, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't. Okay, well, it broke them. Do that. Turns out they're better at this game than me. Excellent work. Javelins can probably stop javelining at this point. All the best technical terms of English here today. So, at this point, then, I suppose you might as well just form up. Nice and quick. Grab ourselves a couple more just to block this side. And I think once we're in the gate, we should be in an eminently good position just to, yeah, block any and everything up. If they know how to actually, like, you know, pike. So, be a good pikey and pikey all of the chariots. Well done! Okay, I think we might have just managed to get through the gateway. That's what we need. Now, some chariots might bug their way through here. That shouldn't happen, but it might. So, just in case, because sod the game, I'm going to go and block that up anyway. So, love it. Okay, a couple phalanxes. Phalanx can re-phalanx. Perfect formation! Yes. Well, we managed to do that just about okay in the end. We can go and bring everyone else in at this point. The column formation didn't end up being that helpful, but it was something. It was something. So, bring in the next few. And I would say, are they just wandering? They are just wandering. These three can be in pike formation. Now we should be in a very, very good position. Just get everyone else running who isn't already doing so. And these guys are going to be very slow, of course, but all is fine. Chariots are indeed wandering over here. It's not a very good plan. This guy is out of position, so I guess that is at least sensible if they want to kill one man. But this is a warlord throwing himself to his death, which I suspect we're going to see a fair amount of in this and probably the next episode, where we finish off the Britons. Because I don't think they're going to be putting up too much of a fight based on what's happened so far in this campaign. So, down goes General. This is the proper General. It is indeed. Have we lost anyone? I'm not sure we lost anyone in that. I wasn't actually looking at the numbers. But that is excellent work. So, with that one done, we can probably start to grab the rest of them and get ourselves in the next position. There we are. Lovely. Okay, this might just take a little while of just managing all these units, frankly, but I think we're doing okay. Get these in behind. There's a few more javelins on these skirmishes, to be fair. We can make use of that. And we really don't need all of these blocking this flank. All we probably need... We can leave 2 over here, to be fair, because we've got so many men that we don't actually need to use them all for this affair. So we'll just, yeah, get this guy over here. At this point, I think we should have most of them getting into the town, and we can start wandering forward. The general's already gone, which is excellent. So let's plod on in. Okay. Yes, how are we doing in the chat? Perfect formation, as I said. It reminds me of the Romans. I want to do a column, I think. Yeah, the column was a little bit awkward, but you know, it worked. It's just sometimes you just want to try and walk into the town in formation, and we just got wonky at the point when they decided to charge, or they charged at the point we got wonky, which is pretty much the same thing. This unit is a little bit injured, which probably means I should hold it back, but I think we got such a good situation here that we don't need to worry about it. So I'm just gonna send these guys like that. You can stay in behind if you want, lad. Block over that side of things. Get the javelins. Make sure they're all off skirmish. We can leave our cavalry back here, that's fine. Cavalry's kind of happy. I think actually just loose formation. What do they do? I pressed C. Interesting. I kept doing that on the other campaign as well, the Thracian one. I think it's just something here when I'm playing on the live stream. I end up doing that by accident. Okay, we are. Just see them setting themselves up. There's some warband up there, and there's another general, of course. Let's just speed this up. We do have the timer on, but we've got ample time. So we can get these guys. To be honest, we are going to walk into them doing this. So hopefully we stay vaguely information. They're going to charge down. Okay, so they will do a bit of damage simply because of the hill. Do you want to stop and like kill them? It's a good thing there's this unit in behind. Stop and kill them. Stop and kill them. They're right there. Why are they not reacting to the unit? Okay, you can keep on moving. That's fine. Okay, that was a little bit strange. Right, well, the phalanxes have managed to do some very stupid phalanxing. But, you know, job mostly done, I guess. Dear skirmishers, can you come and get some javelin support in for them? That would be lovely. Screeching women can come and stand in behind as well. They need to do a bit more screeching. And I think in general these guys have largely got themselves in the position that they need to. There we are, yeah. That actually works pretty well. Keep on doing that. They've broken again. Down goes the other general. And we are essentially now ready to get to the plaza. Okay. So, Screeching Women are doing their work. Javelins. Yeah. Get yourself into position. Javelins, you can throw into them. That should at least pull them off the plaza. And that should be simple enough to go and finish this all up. So, off they run. And off they get poked. Lovely stuff. Okay. We are about to take our first Briton city. It's our first foreign conquest of the day. I don't blame them for their many foreign invasions. They are Britons. I guess that makes sense. And goodness, the AI is so stupid because watching characters melt the facts is so satisfying. It is very satisfying indeed, isn't it? I forgot quite how enjoyable it is. I'm just going to speed this up, to be honest, because I think we kind of know how this goes. If they do decide, I mean, they're just about staying on the plaza here, so they are just about fighting. Maybe should be an inch further back than where I am, but yeah, it's absolutely fine. We don't even need to send the generals in on this occasion. It is funny how effective the chariots are in AI under the auto-resolve, particularly when you do the AI only time-lapse stuff. And then when you actually go into battle, they just throw themselves into pikes and die. It's kind of quite amusing. So they are very slowly getting themselves killed. Might just get them to come and pike from the side and close it down. There's about 4 left, but we'll continue finishing them off. And with that, clear victory. Lovely stuff. Most of the losses there were in the immediate assault, I think, weren't they? Just trying to break through the gateway. Okay, so we're going to enslave. That's about 600. That will be the town expanding. Batavidorum. We can't afford it. Okay, hopefully next turn we can afford it. I don't know how our finances are. It says we can, but to be honest, I think there's probably a farm that we don't need. Okay, we actually clicked on that last turn. Okay, fine. We can't quite do that yet. This boat has no troops on it. So the fort is still theirs, of course, but I can leave, potentially. Is that happy? Just about. I'm going to leave one of the Screeching Women behind because we don't really need both to do the job. We're just going to put it on the siege. I actually don't want the rams, but you know what? It disrupts their formation a bit if they run through them, so we'll build them anyway. Britannia expands, famous warrior. For Arminius, we don't really want him to be keeping that for long. We want to pass it on, but I suspect, yes, quite a few of us have famous warriors at this point. Yes, all three of them do, so there is no one to pass it on to. So anyone who's worried about that, there's nothing much to worry about. We can't do anything about it. So it is what it is. Vanius, now that you have overseen the slave distribution in Batavidorum, you can head over to Trier, which is probably a good idea in the short term. 2,200. We can probably turn up the tax rate now. Yay! We can actually have a tax from one of our towns. Lovely stuff. We need to clear off these barbs. You might be slightly annoying. We actually only have one phalanx here. So, it doesn't actually fancy our chances. Don't be controlled by the AI. We might as well save up where we are. And yes, don't be controlled by the AI. Let's head on in. Let's clear them out. Okay, I think for today we're going to just kind of solidify our holdings here in what you call it, in our Germanic territories. That will be perfect. And we'll worry about the Britons next time. So for now, yeah, we'll head on into this battle. We'll clear them out. So, seem to have lost the game for a minute. There we are, I'm back in the game. We'll clear these guys out, and hopefully then we can secure German territories. Make sure that the Gauls aren't going to backstab us. We have a lovely hill here. That's beautiful. 3 is as thin as I'm willing to go, to be honest. I'm willing to charge down the hill here at these peasants. And you know what? The barbarian cav might as well do a job as well. I might just need them to... Do we want 4? Probably want them to be 4 deep, to be honest. Go 4 ranks, please. That would be better. And cav can just line themselves up here. Okay. This is potentially just going to be a little bit awkward, but should be fine, you said. You just walk towards that middle unit. Game normally reacts to you actually telling them to attack a specific unit. They do normally respond to that. I do need the general, hopefully, to be dealt with. He's going to go deal with the peasants. Actually, I wouldn't mind him going to deal with the peasants. I think he's just keeping an eye on them. Yeah, go and attack him. Nice and slow, but they'll probably respond to that. Okay, you guys pummel into them. Give us a nice big double charge. You hit them. General, blow the horn of destiny. Don't get yourself killed, please, Steve. And that's a double rout instantly. And that, unfortunately, wasn't the unit that they were currently facing. So we're just going to have to swing into those warband and clear them out. But that should, at the very least, be these couple units dealt with nice and early. Get rid of them. They're also routing you. Yep. General's just going to get himself caught on my units. Let's just pull them out. Try and get this guy into there. General, pull out to the hill. Didn't quite get him pinned there, which is annoying, but it's fine. The barbarian cav might go down. We'll try and pull them out of there if at all possible. That rebel general has 23 men still. They did break, which is a little bit irritating, but at this point the pikes should at the very least be able to... Come on! We just need the pikes to put into them. Just run behind the pikes and they'll hopefully get themselves killed. There we go. Pikes. Right, a little bit awkward. I thought it might be because these rebel generals are generally quite irritating. But our cav hopefully will come back into this battle. Currently they're not, even though the rebels are, which is quite irritating. We'll slowly walk towards them. The general's trying to regroup his chaps, which is probably probably a sensible decision. Just get yourselves up on this hill. You're going to get yourselves there. General's going to... Don't really know what's happening with this guy right now. Blow the horn of destiny and swing on in. Okay, we're in the back of that general. Our general's at the rear. We're still walking towards the general with the infantry, and we've done it. Okay. Lost some of our cav, but to be honest, it's fine. We'll be able to retrain them by the time anything notable happens in this part of the world. Slightly awkward set of barbarians here. Or rebels, I should say, in this case. So we'll mop them up. The other peasants have finally arrived. Useless swine. Late. Late to the battle. And there's this one unit who just needs to go down. Click on them, please. Excellent. Right, I think our plan at this point is we're going to swing on to... Yeah, we need to build our port. And I think next time we're very likely to end up taking on the Britons. Not the best battle in the world, but job done. So we gained ourselves a sword bearer. Excellent. Bit of extra valour for our general. Possibly a bit wasted over here, but it might be that we do need someone in this part of the world to deal with Scythia in time. I think Marcomanni might be a better place, but actually this Gothy is actually quite a rich settlement potentially. It's growing quite fast. I'll just turn up the tax rate a little bit, but we do need to find a way of spreading our men around here. So we've got 3 turns until they surrender. We have basically no money, so let's not worry about that. Our diplomat is wandering off in this direction. Might find someone, just the Britannia guy we've been looking at for a while. And the nation's just hovering. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Well, we'll walk over in this direction, go and speak to the likes of Thrace and Scythia. Okay, and that general over here, as he made his way back, he's about to make his way back to the city. Excellent, we'll end our turn. I think we have enough in Trier to at least put off an immediate attack. No. The AI always loves to offer ceasefire when it knows it's in big trouble. But they are going to sally forth. As peasants were the MVP of that battle, they absolutely were. Okay, this is probably like Britain's last stand. I know they have like these settlements left. I don't know about Ireland. Probably not, considering the units that they've sent over here. Now, this isn't a bad set of troops. They might actually lose all their generals, come to think of it. In the pink and bloody is a very nice combination, but not when you run into pikes. So they're going to have that problem. They have a lot of troops, and actually they can probably just... It might be a slightly thin line, but if they're coming out of the fort, then we're not in the worst position. The AI very rarely actually do anything from a fort. So this is kind of fun. I like it. Oh, thank goodness the AI is so stupid. Yes, I've read that, but I'm not ready. Need to make a game show like, are you smarter than a 5th grade? But instead, are you smarter than the Rome Total War AI? It has its moments of cleverness. That was not one of them. That was most certainly not one of them. Okay, so drop the rams. All of these guys. Now, I don't want to get too close to those towers. But how thin do we want to go? Getting close to the towers isn't the worst thing in the world, to be honest, but I think we'll do something like that to begin with. We need the skirmisher warband. We'll focus them on this side more than anything else. That's perfect. 1 Screeching Women over fairly central, but we'll put them slightly on that side. And then Cav can, quite frankly, just get themselves here. They are just sending one to run straight at me at full speed. These guys can just run for a moment. We'll just see what they do. Are we in position? They are charged at the one position where we're not in position, to be honest. But I think they've decided it's a bad idea. So, excellent. Excellent. They are running back. What are they doing? They're coming out of like all the different gates. As a general rule, they can come to me because I'm in an excellent defensive position. I wouldn't mind pinning them as they come, but to be honest, it's not really worth with the towers and all of that. I might, though, now that we are vaguely set up. He says, didn't actually touch the cavalry, I think. just shuffling just a little bit forward. Although, as I say, the towers potentially don't want to get too close because we won't be able to charge people down if we get too close. But I might just be able to tease them if we start wandering. So. General is over there. Maybe, just maybe we need to shuffle along. Just shuffle along like this. See what they want to do. I think they're mainly just gathering their troops, to be honest. But I just don't want them to be too wide, too far out wide. I think the generals is coming out to be safe because the cavalry tends to come out of one flank. We might get a little bit of a poker there, light chariots. I can't remember. Was it just a barbarian warlord? Interesting. Interesting indeed. Got some peasants. They are shuffling around, which means they're running over all of their own men with the chariots. They've now moved over to that side. They're just getting everyone out. That's fine. I'm not going to get any closer because of the towers. They can run into me. I think I don't want to be any thinner. I think about 5 deep is probably for the best. We'll see what they do. Rome victor. Well, Rome might well do plenty of good work before we get to them, but I don't think they'll be involved particularly in this live stream campaign. They're involved in the inevitable epilogue at the end of it, I would suggest. Okay, women, you might want to start a screeching. I'm actually going to get these guys to run over here because the chariots are here, and if they want to, if the chariot, actually, I did want to have the rams in front to blunt their charge, didn't I? That was the whole point, Thomas. Oh well, they're just going to run on in and they're going to rout, I suspect, very quickly indeed. So are they actually getting any flanking manoeuvres on? Down goes the chariot once again. If they stood around there, he could have javelined, but yes, we don't need to javelin apparently. We're going to break them all pretty much instantaneously. I might just get my cavalry actually. You know what, just, not the generals, just actually these guys, just to run on through and chase as many as they can. Yes, that is excellent. They're going to be gold chevron at the end of this. Okay, we'll just plug this gate up, I think, with our cav. And that should mop up most of them. Chariots are coming out though, Thomas, so maybe we'll just run through. Actually, cav. They will run down their own men, which will be funny, but I don't actually want my cav killed. So we'll just let them come and run in again and die. It'll be amusing. So just get back behind the lines. It's absolutely fine. Once these guys, once they're dead, we can mop them up. That's fine. So they're now dead. It's just going to... Oh! What happened there? How did this happen? I don't know how this happened. Someone was probably screaming it in the chat, but there we are. Okay, run on in. There's 1 bit of damage they're going to achieve, but unfortunately for them, we're immediately going to slam it. Okay, well that one little flanking didn't last very long, did it? But it was well pulled off. Well done, sir. So we'll just send the cavalry in. To be honest, I can probably send the generals at least to these ones. We'll be more aggressive with these cav. But the generals might as well do some of that job. You guys can just join the line. That's absolutely fine. You get out of there. Charge on the warband. And that's fine. Let's get the cav back over here. Getting back behind the line. Oh, they've broken anyway. That's kind of funny. Let's just charge into them because I think they're going to break instantaneously. Get yourselves over here. If there's no chariots, we can just break them all. Yeah, they're broken. Get your swords bloody today, lads. I think you're going to have a fun day. There's just the one there who didn't break. Yeah, they're just stuck in a cycle now. Okay, that's fun. Let's get these guys out here. There are some warband who potentially could poke us if they wanted to. But I think we'll be fine. Well, this is a nice massacre once again, isn't it? Nice old massacre. Right. Now they're broken, so we can run after them. And that should mean these last few units get stuck at the gateway once more. Yay! That's perfect. You know what? I'm going to send them behind the line. They can run forward. We need them all to kind of come out at a similar time because otherwise there's always going to be a few regrouping on the plaza. So we will just get them back over there. Run behind the line. Okay, so with the Britons essentially dead, this better not be a general, by the way. It's one of the general's bodyguard. Get out of there, you numpty. Okay, at the very least they can now run forward. We might actually have to go and finish this battle, though there is a time limit. How often do you see a fort battle, by the way? Very, very rare. a lovely, lovely thing. Let's just start getting the infantry actually just walking towards them, because at this point we might as well, to be honest. And the cav can just pile on in, probably. Yeah, I think we're just going to do that now. Just pile on in. Oh, they shut the gate on us. Okay, all infantry, just... They're now... Wait, so maybe we do control it. Or do they control it? It says it's theirs, but they're not able to get out. Very strange. Okay. Let's get off loose formation. I think it's bugging out. Can we ram this with these lads behind it? We're gonna try it. They don't know how a gate works. You definitely have control of this gate. Utter numpties. Right, well, they seem to have completely lost their minds, which is amusing. Let's not worry about these guys. Right. We'll send the ram to the gate. I assume the ram can still do the job. Sometimes it doesn't like that kind of thing, but I think we're fine. Yep. We're going to batter down those. Oh, that's excellent. Will they get injured as we smash this down? 60%. We'll what are we on to 70? We'll speed it up in just a little bit. Okay, 80%, 90%. We're going to splatter these men to the depths of the earth? No, is the answer. They've worked their way through, though. Send the infantry forward. We've opened the gates for all. You're all free to die a happy death now, lads. So, with that, we should be in a good position, hopefully, to mop up all of this. Send the infantry to come and push through the open gates, and they will break instantaneously. Okay, fine. Let's just get these guys in here like this. It's fine. They'll break as soon as they touch us, so I don't think we're going to lose anyone by doing this. It just seems like a more amusing way to finish this off. Let's get everyone into position. Now the time would eventually run down, but we can get some good practice by walking into them, so I guess we'll do that in a moment. Lovely stuff. Right, let's just grab the 3 units who are in this position. Get yourselves forward. Thank you very much. Maybe just start walking towards them. Something like that. There we go. Can you get yourselves off? Yeah, there we are. Into pike. That's right. We'll take some losses doing this, but it's fine. We'll get some good experience out of it. And we'll just get everyone else to slowly plod into it and break through our own phalanx, just to make the point that we can win this any way, which way we want. Lovely. So, a few men lost there, but honestly, virtually nothing to take in a whole fort. 2%. Excellent. I think that's all it is. We're going to go take this over. And I am very, very happy with that. We have blown our way through them, and it's just good to get the Britons out of the way, isn't it? Just brilliant. Okay. It still says the Britons exist, so that's nice. Betrothal fee for viewer. That's got too many vowels in a row. It reminds me of trying to learn French. There we are. Dacia and Thrace are now at war. Interesting to know. Pontus and the Slaves are at war. Macedonia and the Brutii are allies. Okay, construction report. We have ourselves a couple farms. We have ourselves a bit more money now, by the way, as well. I mean, he's gained a veteran warrior. He's picking up all the things in his old age. Another veteran warrior, but you already have that as well. Famous warrior, veteran warrior. Does this guy have both of those? He doesn't have the veteran warrior. Okay, well, that's lovely. So we're going to move here. That fort is pointless, so I'm just going to leave it. Hopefully no one takes it over. This does give me a second territory to have to worry about the ghouls with, but that's really weak, and unless if they ever stab me in the back, they should be very, very nice to have under my control. So, our position now, we have a bit of money. Build ourselves that. That will be excellent. I would say just retrain, to be honest. We actually don't need to worry about any of the other retraining stuff. We'll just use up the population to retrain. Oh, Do we want to retrain all of that? We'll bleed this dry. You know what? We'll retrain a few of the units. Who's got the most experience? Any of them got any particular experience? A few of them do. So 108, you have experience. 109, 115. Okay, let's prioritise those, and then we've got a couple others who are all kind of untrained. Okay, it doesn't have a huge population anyway, so that's fine. In fact, yeah, actually having looked at it, it was already quite low because we just enslaved it, so you might as well just continue with that. I will send these peasants then over to that territory instead because I never actually released them over here, and that'll put us in a much better position. We are still a bit short on money. Trader in our capital. You know what? It has quite a lot of land borders. It is bordered with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's quite a lot. So we'll build that. And lava size, that should be enough to get you a wall, which is probably for the better. I've just clicked off the game and I've lost control of everything. Okay, I'm back. I figured out what I'm doing. Right. So Loversize has itself a new benefactor chap. I think, to be honest, you can move westward. How old is this guy, by the way? 35. He's fine. He's on the border. That's where he needs to be. Because Gothy also has men there, that's where we want to send the next batch of slaves, I think, because it's pretty good settlement if you can get it built up. Now, we are 4 turns away from a port, so we'll end our turn. We'll just get ourselves in a position where we can have an idea of what we're trying to do. Lars Peterson, do you still consider playing Total War Empire? We are indeed playing Total War Empire next Monday. We've got a new series starting of that. I will say, I'm not. I consider myself very experienced of Rome and Medieval 2. I very much know what I'm doing. I very much don't know what I'm doing with Medievals, with Empire. Sorry. So with Empire, don't expect any expertise, but I'm going to be playing it and seeing if we can have a bit of fun. So yes, we will be playing that next week on Monday. Thursday, you won't have a Friday video this week. We've got Thursday instead. I'm just going to finish off the Thrace epilogue. So we have that coming up. But yes, Empire next week. And I think what I'm going to start doing is doing 2 episodes for the series a week. It might mean that we maybe do like Friday videos like every other Friday. But those videos can take quite a lot of time, and I don't like rushing them because I feel like, because I obviously said I'm going to do them every Friday. But I think what I might do is just try and get the series out a little bit more, because I feel like sometimes the series gets stretched over quite a long period of time. So we're going to start having 2 episodes a week for the series. That's the plan going forward. So in effect, we'll actually gain an episode a week, or every 2 weeks we'll gain an episode on the channel. But yes, we'll have 2 episodes a week, Monday, Thursday, and then it'll be probably alternative Fridays for a little while. I think I'm just going to try out that little change to the schedule. That's kind of my idea anyway. So you, my good sir, can head over to the capital. We could probably do with someone in that direction. Untruthful. That's unfortunate. I say unfortunate. It's actually +1 right now, and I have a feeling it goes bad over time. Wooden Palisade, nice. Those Illyrian Mercs actually could probably be very, very helpful with our army to kind of get around our pikes and to give us some more options. Very nice, Vanius, to have you over here in Trier. That makes me feel a lot more happy about that situation. Yeah, no one's taken Leon yet. That's interesting. We're in a good place there. You're doing a great job. Thank you, James Silver. I feel like, yes, this is going pretty well so far. Can't argue with that. Get the spy over here. Londinium has some troops, but not a huge amount. Wooden Palisade, there's a port. We know that, of course. One more turn in this part of the world. How are we going to spend our money? I would say a farm there is a good plan. We're building the road there already, so we don't need to get anything else. Fedorum needs to have the port next turn when we have the opportunity. Loversice, I would say on the border here, we are going to need... We'll get Woden, because that's +3 experience eventually. Berserkers would be good, but that might be more of a Levarban thing, because, yeah, Gothic Cav come out of those eventually. So we'll do that. I actually don't want to build the roads just yet. I don't really want to encourage my enemies getting there. Dacia. Do I want to chat to you right now? Probably not. Not really got anything to chat to them about, to be fair. And how are we doing? Every other sound is fairly quiet, to be honest. Okay, what are we going to do in terms of our forces here? I'm going to send my veteran warrior over to that young lad so he can pick up a new retinue. And to be honest, the turncoat slave might as well be handed over to the factionaire, but they both already have famous warrior. We can't make any use of that. We are going to send... I'm going to leave... Oh, do I want to take the faction leader with me? He's old, he might as well continue to fight, to be honest. We'll leave that guy behind with them. The town's happy enough, so let's not worry about that. Yeah, it's stupidly happy. So we'll just send them here to be threatening. I actually obviously don't have a port just yet, but we'll have it in a moment. So, and our turn again. I want to pretty much set up for the invasion next time. Oh, they've actually sent a force. Oh, there we are. There's the leader dying. That's a shame. Okay, we're going to have to go and snipe off this force as it lands. Neutral fact. What? What did you do? Gaul. Gaul. And there's some men in my territory. Well, this turned around quicker than I anticipated. Okay. So we're obviously going to immediately declare war again because they've just landed in my territory. It's one thing. Okay, it's one thing that we technically have peace because you're now allies with an ally, and so I've declared ceasefire with you. But you've then just landed in my territory, albeit it was just your territory. You've just landed in my territory, sir. What an utter tit. Okay, well, we're going to immediately stab them in the back, which will, of course, probably annoy the Gauls, but yeah, I don't really mind being at war with them, to be honest. We'll just maybe should build a palisade. What temple is this? This is Woden, so +2. We might as well get that built, actually. Not a terrible plan. And, oh yeah, sorry, we need the port first and foremost. So yeah, we need to scrap that. The port is obviously the key thing here. We'll keep the money back because we might want it in a turn or two. Construction report, a few things that we built. Batavadorium is obviously the most important one. And elsewhere, nothing too intriguing. Okay. Send the general back over there. Probably should be leaving a tower, actually. I might send him out for a tower next time. No issues there. You, my good sir, you were heading towards damnation. So we'll send you in that direction. Lovasice, yeah. We're still safe over here because we've got rebels' territories on the border. We've got the towers to have some idea. Not complete visibility up here, but it's unlikely anyone's going to come other than this road. So we needn't worry about that. We can actually see that it's still rebels, so we've got enough visibility to see that the civilians haven't taken that over just yet. This town's a little bit unhappy now because obviously population has been growing. So damn, you can just get one more, and at that point then, are you happy even if I send him out? They're happy enough, so we'll just wander him off in that direction. Okay, so we need to just go and deal with these guys. Yes, we're going to do that. War, alliance in tatters. Is it us? It's them. Thank you, Gaul. Stay loyal to your friends. So they've bought up all the mercs again because they are desperate. We will just continue to add zeros to the save file here. I want to get myself to the position where I have my port. Okay, I see there's been quite a bit in the chat in between. Okay, doing a great job. Empire is the reason you don't play Rome Remastered. Actually, we did discuss that at the start of the stream. So if you catch up at the start of the stream later, then I do explain all of that there. Glad I caught the stream live. I have to catch up with the part I missed later. Indeed, Casey. Yes, that was a definite downgrade. I hope a mod reverts back to the original someday. Yeah, as we discussed at the start, there are some positives, some negatives to the remaster. It does a lot of good things, but for me, I'm quite happy where we are with all of this. The Britons are landing more men behind me, which is a little bit irritating. There was a fun siege and a fort siege a turn or two ago. Yes, we've had Fort siege is quite rare, as they say. You're now in Gallic territory, so I'm going to ignore you. We'll continue to poke this guy. Good old Captain Lugatorix. Let's go and poke him to high hell. Yeah, fun opportunity because the Brits had a weird fort placement and very little in the city indeed. Yeah, it was a bit of a stupid move by them, although it would have been a similar... I would have just sieged them out for 5 turns, to be honest. We've had enough battles today where I didn't feel like I had to do something stupid to entertain. In the case of Summer Breather, if they had a full stack, I'm not going to suicide my army. However, I will just slowly walk into these guys. Although I'm not really sure why I've got some of those guys out on the flanks. We'll just get everyone. Everyone can just join up here, but we'll just walk into them and kill them. Because they pretty much just landed here. Let me see the boats. Can't see too much right now in the distance. Are those their boats in the distance? I think that'll be them. Lovely stuff. Well, the Britons will, of course, get a very use in history to landing over the coast into Normandy, but today they're going to be instantly repelled, and this time by Germans, which feels just a little bit wrong. There we are. We'll just have to accept this reality. So we do seem to have a hole in our formation for some unknown reason. Not really sure why. So let's just get ourselves a little bit closer. Really don't need to be very organised with this particular battle, I don't think. But we'll just get things moving. A little bit closer. One guy got stuck in the second row. I think that's what happened. Excellent. So, are they going to come in? They might do. We can just do that thing that you do with phalanxes where you just walk into poking range, and we'll just see what they want to do about all of that. There we are. I think we're in poking range now. Excellent. And we'll just start swinging these guys around. To be honest, I think we know that this pretty much ends in their doom anyway. But, you know, we might as well grab some guys and throw them into a good position. So, get the javelin men around the side. Get the scream women to do some screaming. That should start terrifying them. And we'll just speed it up and just slowly poke our way through. Yeah, they're running. They're running. They're running. And I think we can probably just start sending everyone this way. These guys to come and mop them up. And the same for the general who's just going to swing this way. Because I suspect those guys are about to win the battle. They have indeed. Let's make sure none of them escape. You're not allowed to throw your javelins anymore, by the way. You get on top of him. That should be pretty much all of that little expedition force dealt with. That's nice because it should make Londinium a little bit easier to take down. So we will get our boats out next turn, which is lovely. I think we're about to get the port built. They're doing a really bad job of running them down, aren't they? Excellent. Happy belated New Year. Oh, yes, indeed. It is New Year. Happy New Year to you all. 364 kills to 4. Barbarian Cav picked up some experience, up to 3 now. They're doing alright, aren't they? Gathering more and more experience as they go. Yes, we shall rule. And we'll just plod ourselves in this direction. And we actually lost visibility of them there. I should probably play down a watchtower in that part of the world. Might just get one here. We are still in a position where we can, yes, see into the Gallic territory. Not actually perfect for seeing their town, but that's not really a bad thing. Okay. Right, we have a tiny bit of money. Potentially can make good use of Bordersholm. Get itself a road at long last. Trees just hanging around. I was planning on sending some troops over there. That is excellent. You can finally actually build that temple. And Lovasites, I really need you to grow, actually. So I might send some. Oh, we've got some more. Damn rebels. It's quite a big chunky force, actually. So Vickers Gothy, if you can, they can't retrain those units. Okay, you know what? Scrap that. Actually, no, don't scrap that because we need them apparently. Okay, we'll organise this together. You get over there for now. And we'll organise all of that nonsense. A few more spearmen in there. These screeching women, to be honest, might as well make their way over in this part of the world because they're not really got much use over there. End our turn. A diplomat's wandered into nowhere in Thrace. He needs to get on with his life at this point, I think. Okay. Lovely little kill box. Yeah, it's unusual. We actually had an opportunity for a kill box there. And let's have a chat with Thrace. My good old Thracian buddies. You accept my offer? Will you accept paying me money? I suspect you have none because you probably don't have roads. So let's suggest that. They accepted. Lovely. 2,000 monies, and there's a Scythian as well. Might not be so aggressive with them. I'll just actually, yeah, let's find out their map information actually. We can't offer map. Oh, that's Thrace, Thomas. Let's talk to Scythia. Map for map. That should be fine. Okay, they are currently blocked off by Dacia. That's good. Don't want to deal with Scythia for as long as possible. Scythia, Macedonia are allies. Britain and Dacia are allies. That's not good. I was pondering whether to ally with Dacia. A main reason would be for this exact reason. To prevent that. Okay, we need to get our men in a position where the boat can pick us up and drop us off in one go, which is a problem because they do have more boats than us. So that's the only issue we now have in terms of our boat situation. So probably, yeah, another turn we'll move up there. We don't need the boat for another turn, so we'll actually wait. And what do we want? Freyas for growth. To be honest, I don't know that I want to keep building the Freya. Boat. Is that one boat? That's one boat, so I guess I could build two. I do a bit more money now. Let's just get two stacked. We could always, that way at least we should be able to win that if that comes to a little battle. Okay, trader. We'll just continue to try and build up some of that infrastructure here. Dan, you can build yourself another unit. We're not really helping the population here, but we're going to need to deal with those rebels. Donar, experience of troops, happiness. We don't really need that. Or farming, maybe. I'm not so concerned about building these up quick, but I will at the very least get a palisade there. And Tomtiacum is busy building. Trier really just needs to grow because this is on the border. So actually, Tomtiacum, you can... Yeah, you're stuck at around 3,000 because I keep using up troops there. We'll send them over there and that will get that to grow. Some of I've just left this completely unguarded, Thomas. I forgot about them. Yes, that's a slight problem, isn't it? Hopefully they don't have a spy. Hopefully that is all fine. We'll send them over here. We've got a little view of London. We actually don't... I don't think we need anywhere near all this to get over there, to be honest. So we'll see if there's anything on the end turn. There might be something I can spend the money on, actually. I would say let's not worry about taverns. That's probably just going to end badly for us. Yes, build the farms over there. And what are we looking at? Britannia send their boats together. Julie and I have declared war on Gaul. Should we aid these aggressive people in their war? No, we shall not. They are not our friends. The Gauls, yes, I hope that transgression. Well, you attacked them, so I think it's perfectly legit that we decide to stay with it. You actually offered the alliance of us, knowing we were already allies with them. I would suggest I actually didn't do that much wrong on this occasion. Okay, how can we do this? The Britons seem to be a bit pinned by that situation. They have some headhunters and some road warriors and some swordsmen, so they're starting to tech up. That's a good sign in terms of taking Londinium. What I think I want to do is... I don't think I can swing and get it back to port in the same thing, but I can probably get our men around the corner. What I probably want to do then is get some breather, get another troop. That's going to use up some of the men, but to be honest, I'm kind of okay with sending a few men back to defend that, just in case there's a problem. My allies are probably not going to attack, but I think I need at least that much to head over to Britons, so we'll swing around there for now. Cyber will be fine. Gauls are kind of blocking them a little bit anyway, so hopefully that's all absolutely fine. Wise woman, casualties and children boosts. That's nice. He is testy though, which is not ideal, but it will probably have to do. 219, not very much money going on. Trier has some peasants. Yes, they're probably supposed to be releasing them, to be honest, my good sir. I don't know if I built that in the wrong territory, but it's fine. We're getting this built up there. That's much closer to complete now. I don't mind retraining if I had the money. I don't have the money. Fine. One more 0 on the end of that. I think this will be the last turn or so for the great ghouls. I just stood with you. Okay. Things are getting serious now. Right, the ghouls have stabbed us in the back right after we stood with them, which I think is very, very rude. So, if we get on the boat here, we are going to land. We can't make it to the town right now, but I'm pretty certain we'll be absolutely fine dealing with that. I'm going to get these boats down this direction. This ought to be absolutely fine. Should we just sally out? We should probably just sally out. Betrayed! I would say I was hoping we could just take over the UK before that happened, but there we are now. All the Romans declared war with Gaul as well. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? And what if they still want to be friends? Is there anyone left to be friends with? Maybe we should check on diplomacy. How are we doing with diplomacy? So, Gaul. Backstabby Gaul. They're allies with them. They're allies with Dacia. Who's at war with Dacia? Thrace. Fine, Thrace can be my friends. Thrace, would you like an alliance? Yay, I have a friend. Woohoo! That's nice. Okay, we have a friend. Let's head down to Macedonia and we'll have a chat with some of those chappies. Fine. So we've now got a few problems, haven't we? Right, let's put a trader. And I think what we really need is one Sally out here to finish us off, because we just need to get ourselves set up for next time. This is probably more than enough to deal with that. Ideally, I probably would have had one more unit back here, but 4 Spear Warband, Javelin and the General is plenty enough to defend, especially if they're just poking up against each other. They're what are they doing? They are actually allies with each other, so they're just hanging around. So if they want to all come and attack me, I'll be in big trouble here. But to be honest, I'm not too concerned. Let's add another 0 to the pile. Let's do one final thing. We're going to Sally on 4th, depending on what they have. Nah, that'll be fine. Let's head on in. Let's clear them out. Okay. Oh god, the save files. It's fine, Harry. It's just 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, episode 1, save free. It's just that when I get to 1.9, I normally finish recording an episode by 1.9 or 2.9, etc. But yes, this live stream is nearly at 3 hours now, so not quite on this occasion. Right, let's get these guys out of there. This will be absolutely fine. We don't need to worry about the fact that we're running out of the city. Unless they charged us before we set up, but I don't see them doing that. They have done a little bit of charging just as we reorganise our pikes today. But there we are. Classic Rome diplomacy. It's the fact that I knew the Julii were going to attack them. And I just knew Gaul would betray me just after that. You just know it's going to work that way. They could have done it one turn before. They were eyeing it up a turn before. But no, I didn't even enter their territory when I chased the Britons out and the Britons fled. They fled into Gallic territory and they decided, oh, no, be our friends. Scum. 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 There we are. But they are the Proto-Frenchies, of course, and so I never should have trusted them. Fool I was. Fool I was. I'm turning to the Yoda now. Okay, well, we're pretty much in position now. We'll just get ourselves moving forward. We haven't faced Gaul yet, so at least we have ourselves a new enemy. That's lovely. And we'll just slowly walk up towards the enemy. And they're going to send their skirmishers forward, are they? Lovely stuff. Send our screechers to do some screeching. You can slowly walk towards those cav. You can slowly walk towards them. You can slowly walk towards them. And you can slowly walk towards them. And we'll just get our javelins to run on into that position. Get the screeching woman to run on into that position and start a screeching. It will be fine. There we go. Screech around there. I don't actually know what the radius is on their screeching, so we'll just get ourselves a little bit further. A bit of a concern they're leaving this gap, but that's what happens when you do tell them to like aim at a specific unit. So hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, we're going to engage with them now. If you can skirmishes throw into the general, that would kind of be ideal. Their cav did decide to just run straight into us, which is excellent. That's fine. Yay, we can throw into them. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully that's them breaking on us. Indeed it is. Mass break-in. Just what we would want to see. So you keep walking on towards him. You keep walking on to him. You keep walking on to him. And I think they're running away. Welcome to the French, ladies and gents. It's fine. I don't think I have any French viewers, actually. I have a lot of viewers from Germany, actually, so maybe people enjoy this series. I hope you do. It'll be a lot of us killing English and Frenchmen, which I'm sure as Germans, well, you know, it's more a friendly rivalry, isn't it? But it is nonetheless a bit of a rivalry. So there we go. Right. We will tell the infantry to get out of that and just run. We might actually struggle to mop them all up on this occasion because we actually only have one infantry, one cavalry unit on this occasion, but we'll do what we can. Can you run them down, please, General? They've really been struggling at charging them down here today. Yeah, there you are. Get into that. You might have to blow the horn of destiny just to make sure you don't die. Brilliant. Come on. Clear him out. Infantry are trying to come and do something. There we go. Hopefully he doesn't die here, but it would be kind of impressive if he did because they are running away. There is a sandwich about to happen though, so get out of the sandwich. Oh dear. Oh dear, that could have gone very, very wrong, and it might still go wrong if they want to turn around. But no, I think the warband want to do it. There we go. They're all getting stuck in. General. There we go. Fine, it is a hunt. Plough through them at this last second. The javelins are thrown into our own men, which is typical. Okay, a few too many of them got away, but their siege has been a miserable failure. We've lost only a handful, so can't complain about that. Bit of experience for the general as well. Excellent. Ah, every time it gets too edgy. Okay, right, where are we? Classic You've been doing it since I was like 10, so it just brings up memories. My save files used to be far more disgusting. They're better now. Trait increase, Galloper and good commander. We'll take it, and I think we just need a ton bit of money. One of these towns, hopefully doing something we don't need to. No, I'm not building anything. There's a trader that I don't need, but yeah, we don't need this trader. Sorry. You don't get any infrastructure at all. We do get one more unit over here. And that'll be fine. I'm pretty certain we can guard with 5 spearmen against whatever they're going to throw against us. So I think, ladies and gents, and anyone else, that we will leave it there. We will leave it there. We've had a very good start here. We've cleaned up these rebel territories over in this part of the world. Picked up a lot of sites of Vickers Gothy and a Bordersholm to round off our kind of rebel territories. Gives us a nice border here. We might well go for Leuven. We'll see how that goes, to be honest. We don't want to overstretch. So for the time being, we're going to keep this kind of decent river border between the Danube and yeah, obviously we have some more borders with the forests in the east as well. That'll be perfect. The Gauls obviously deciding to be really annoying, but it is what it is. We've at least got to the stage now where once we go and take over Londinium and take over Britannia, we'll have the money, we'll have the troops freed up to swing on into Alesia. It's kind of ideal, to be honest. We can take out their strongest city and slowly poke our way through it. This is not going to be the focus because, of course, the short campaign actually is not about this at all. We have 9 of our 15 regions already, but we need to take out Dacia and Scythia. That's our plan. Our plan, of course, first is to go and deal with the Britons to mop up a potential enemy and just give us solid territory. We're in a very strong position to do that at this point. They can't have much left. They must have been bleeding these towns dry, actually, and I suspect this is the last general because it's just actually the faction leader. That makes sense if he's the last guy. There is another one here. Just say founding members, so they must have been... Yeah, the game's pulling leaders out of their arse, apparently, but hey-ho. It's fine. We have them pretty well beaten back right now. Tree is well enough defended. 4 Spear Wall Band will pretty much guard against anything that can come against us at this point in the game. Will, though, build a wall over there in the great town of Tontiacum. Excellent. And elsewhere. Okay. We're a bit small in the infrastructure, but I think we've done the job we want to here today. Next time we will, of course, smash through Londinium. We'll sweep up Deva and Bericum, and we'll go take let's take Ireland if we need to. We'll do it quickly. If not, of course, looks like we're going to need to just mop up a few of these Gallic territories. I don't really want to get stuck in a battle with Rome, but I might accidentally end up in a battle with Rome when I deal with Scythia. So we'll see about that. Next time we'll be dealing with the Britons and the Gauls, and then we'll think about the East, which of course is our plan. Oh good, our allies are helping us out there. Our allies are Thracian have taken Dacia. That's perfect, because I don't have to be the one to kill them, I just need to outlive them. So Thrace can absolutely have this. They can have all of that territory, be our friends, and we'll just mop up Scythia. In fact, if they want to take out Scythia for me, that's fine. By the time I've taken Britain and Ireland, I have all the territory I need to win the game. Perfect. Excellent. Right. I think that then is where we're going to leave it. I'm trying to check in with the chat. Should be save 1, save 2, save 3, save 4. That is basically what it is, by the way. It is episode 1. Save 2, episode 1, save 3, episode 1, save 4. It's just a simple case of this is longer than a general recording session for a normal game. So there we are. Okay, one thing left for me for the Julii to completely walk through Gallic territory to siege one of your cities. Yes, I'm sure the Julii will next turn send an army all the way up here to Trier just to upset me. It would be ridiculous, but it's exactly what's going to happen, isn't it? I'm quite happy to kind of like try and hold kind of a couple, like if I do smash through Gauls, then there's a fair chance that actually down here in Marseille, like they're throwing all this at us. They haven't taken Dennis, they haven't taken Transalpine Gaul. It's just ridiculous. Like, come and do your own work before you stab me in the back here. Utter fools. Right, well, at the very least, our spy can head over. I should have done that with the boats before I used up all their movement points. But they are sending some head hurlers. That's good. They've just left Londinium unguarded. Perfect. Excellent stuff. Right, well, just to let you know, in case you're intrigued what's happening on the channel, I've mentioned it already a little bit, but obviously today is a live stream. Monday we had the first part of the epilogue for the Thrace live stream where we dealt with some of the Romans. In part 2 on Thursday, a rare Thursday episode, which will take place the Friday video this week, because I want to get series out a little bit more, 2 episodes a week on the series. So we're going to finish the Thrace epilogue on Thursday. We will do a little bit of work on on some of the Romans. We're not going to completely take over Rome necessarily. Well, I haven't finished yet, so maybe we will. But we're mostly going to focus on taking on Scythia. On that, and just to give us a nice rounding off place for that old campaign. And on Sunday we have a lovely short. It's a slightly ridiculous one, some kind of modding gone wrong situation. It's good fun. Look out for that on Sunday. On Monday we have Empire, which, as I say, I'm no expert in at all, and by no expert I mean I've probably played about 10, 15, 20 hours or whatever. I actually do quite like it, but it's one of those games that at the time there were so many new things that it's just kind of... I like old games where I feel cosy and I feel comfortable. Empire was just a bit too many different things at the time, and I never really got into it. But I feel very hyped for it now. Been watching a few playthroughs of it, and the Gunpowder series on Medieval 2 very much got me in the feel for it. So we'll be playing that. Don't expect anything expert. Expect to shout at me for being useless and foolish. But we will be doing that on Monday, and indeed we'll have Thursday as well. We're going to be doing 2 episodes a week, which will be lovely. The second episode of this live stream, fortnight from now, January the 16th, probably around the same sort of time, 7 o'clock Central European time. And apart from that, I think just thank you to all the Patreons and members. And we obviously did have ourselves a new member today as well. I don't know if I can scroll up and find it. Yes, Gorken Shakmak, which I probably butchered this time. I know you said it was near enough my attempt to pronounce it last time. Welcome, a great militia hoplite. In effect, to be honest, these lads do much the same job, so you've been put to good use today. So thank you for joining. The podcast is out on Friday. If you are a member and you have access to the podcast, it is the start of the month now. So yes, do look out for that. But for now, I think this is a good place to leave you. So thank you for everyone for joining me here today. It has been absolutely marvellous. It's been a grand old start to this campaign. We have hit the 3-hour mark, so I think it's time to leave it here. Before the invasion of London, we've just landed at Southend-on-Sea, ready to charge. And then actually, I think we're just a bit north of there. We're just in Chelmsford now, I would suspect. So let's head on from Chelmsford down to Londinium, and we will go and burn it to the ground. By that I mean probably enslave it. So let's think about where we are sending our people. That's something I might need to think about. These two probably in particular, and Vickers Goffey, yes. I think those are the ones you want to send people to. I may make a quick note of that now on my notes. Enslave London. Okay, we will leave it there. Thank you all for joining. I'm Thomas. This is To Nerds to Human. And this has been our Germania short campaign. It's the very first live stream. Thank you very much. And bye-bye.